KO the base here. We lit tonight. Y'all come through, man. Y'all know how we gonna show up and show out. See y'all all in the building. Yo, what's going on? It's Friday. It's Friday, man. We popping up. We want all the smoke today. We just gonna have a good time today, man. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. It's your boy KO. It's your boy Knockout 86. Knockout Boxing. Knockout. Whatever you want to call me. I'm live. I'm here. We back and welcome to another episode. I ask that you smash the like button as you come in the building. Donate to the channel in the Cash App. Hit that super chat. Show your support for the hard work and dedication, man. Show your support for the hard work and dedication because we are always working over here. Let me see something real quick. Give me a second. Where is... Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. Let's see who we got in the building real quick. We got Emmanuel Carter, 5-piece. No biscuit in the super chat. We got, and he said absolutely nothing. He just showing love to the channel. We got Big Dog Willie with his daily announcement of the Shakur Stevenson versus his own hands fight with the 2-piece in the super chat. Big Dog Willie never gets tired of being a troll. Go to work or something, bro. Go to work or something, bro. Go to work, Big Dog Willie. Goddamn, go to work, bro. So let's get into this, man. Let me see who all we got in the building. Just give me a second. I'm doing two things at once, y'all. I don't mean to be distracted, but I gotta get this done. Just give me a moment here. All right, so okay, all right, got it. All right. Let's see who we got in the building, man. Shout out to my dog, All Things in the building. Kevin House, Mike Moss, Rebar, Napoleon, JR, Brother Huey Q, DP, are you with me? DP Rocker, Gavin W, Javon 856, Rozilla Jones, Emmanuel Carter, VA Bella Buttes, Marzi, TYTY 007. We got Windy City, we got Dank Father, Day Day, Tim Carey, not Jim Carey, Marco Sinat, Paid in Full, Dank Father's sense of humor must be the trashiest shit ever because you laughing at Big Dog Willie some shit that he say every day. Every day. And you still laughing at it. Tell me you a hating ass nigga without telling me that you a hating ass nigga, man. Brashley McClendon in the building. What's up with you? Ghetto Fab, what's happening with you? Please run the likes up. Run them all the way up. Run them up until you can't run them up no more. Today's show, I'm just looking for anybody that want to debate, bro. Anybody that got a problem with anything you have heard me say in recent weeks, any hot topic in boxing that you want to debate me on, that's what today is for. The link will be in the chat each and every single second of this show. Y'all can line your ass up and I'm going to knock you down. Line up and I'm going to knock you down one by one by one by one, because that is what we do over here on Knockout Boxing 86 TV. I am with all of that shit. So if you hate Tank Davis, pull up on me. If you love Devin Haney and he can't do no wrong and you don't like what I say, then go ahead. If you love Shakur Stevenson and you don't like what I got to say about Shakur Stevenson, go ahead. This is what today is for. It's for you to debate me. If you are backstage and you are not really trying to debate and you just feel like you about to take over my show and troll, I'm going to let you hang out back there. Yeah, I'm going to let you hang out back there. Unless you my homie, I might let you up. Big Dog Willie, what do you want, sir?
I'm just going to tell you about how you like. What's all the criticism with Shakur? I'm kind of curious because every day it's something about Shakur or Devin Haney, but I'm more about Shakur. So it's like it'd be a little tweet that he said. He said, "I'm going to the store," and you'll make a big deal about him going to the store. So I'm just trying to figure out.
Already. So you getting up here trolling. All
I'm not
right.
trolling.
Well,
I'm not
salute to
trolling. I'm
you.
being very with you.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Put the link where Shakur Stevenson said he's going to the store,
No,
and
it
I'll
was a
put the live stream
hypothetical.
right now.
It was a hypothetical.
It
I wasn't being
was
rude.
sarcasm. It's exactly what I told you it was. It was sarcasm.
You
It's
said troll.
exactly what
You
I
said
told you
troll.
it
You
was,
said
dog.
troll. You said
It's exactly
trolling.
what I told you. Troll, sarcasm, same thing. You're trolling
No, it's
because you're
not.
making shit
Sarcasm,
up.
not sarcasm.
Do
No.
you want to discuss a real criticism I have of Shakur and tell me how
Yeah,
I'm wrong?
I want you to
Go
discuss a
ahead.
real criticism.
Which
I
one?
just told you. About him and about you always talk about his hands, knowing he has hands problem, even though Shakur showed you himself, sent you a medical report about his hands,
Okay.
and you still neglect. I would say not use neglect, but you still dismiss that about his hands, and I don't understand.
So I'm talking about him having hand problems, and he sent me proof that he had hand problems. He got hand problems. What's
Against the
the point?
Delisante fight where he couldn't really
Mhm.
throw back like he
Why couldn't
wanted
he
to.
throw back? Tank Davis threw back against Pitbull Cruz.
That's Tank Davis. Shakur been
So
having bad hands
what kept Shakur from throwing back?
because his hand was hurt. He had two hurt
Tank
hands.
Davis' hand was hurt against Pitbull Cruz. Why didn't
So that sounds like. So I'm asking you, why you don't change it to somebody else? I'm asking you. Don't bring it up somebody else.
What do you mean?
You just brought up
We're
somebody else,
talking about Shakur Stevenson. You
and
told
you brought
me
up
that he
Tank, and
couldn't.
you brought up Tank.
You told that he was in the De Los Santos fight and he couldn't throw because his hand was hurt. And so
I
I
couldn't
just
throw
gave you an
like he
example.
wanted to.
All I did was give you an example of a fighter whose hand was hurt also,
And
and he still threw
I'm
punches.
telling you to answer the question before you give an example.
What's your question, sir?
I just told you. I said, why you criticize him for having a bad hand during that fight?
I don't criticize him for having a bad hand. I criticize him for not still throwing his shots. I criticize him for allowing his bad hand to completely change the way that he fight, and he didn't even try to throw the good one. How can you throw jabs with a right hand, but you can't throw a hook? What does your bad hand have to do?
He had
What
two
does your
injured
bad
hands.
hand have to do with you choosing to use the hand that you are throwing? Because he was willing to throw a jab. Why not throw more jabs?
And it wasn't just his hand.
Where was the check right
It was
hook?
multiple injuries. It wasn't just his hand though either. And you know that too. We both went through the report.
All fighters have injuries going into a fight. They're never 100%. I'm not gonna give him excuses. Did he get in the ring, bro?
Yeah.
Okay, so if he gets in the ring and he's fighting, then we're supposed to coddle him and handle him with kid gloves?
Well, he got in the ring. He still wanted to fight.
He won the fight and looked like shit doing it. Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
I'm not. Yeah, yeah. But you dismissed the fact that he had issues, and I think that's what it is.
I don't dismiss it. He still fought like a hoe. He still ran around like a hoe in that fight.
That's dismissing. That's dismissing it.
No,
But
that's the truth. That's what he did because there have been plenty of fighters. There have been plenty of fighters. Damn near, you got fighters who can't see, who go blind because they got blood all in their eye. You got fighters who've hurt their hand too, who just still decided to throw it and said, fuck it, I'll worry about it tomorrow. You got fighters who said, okay, whichever one of my hands hurt less, I'm going to throw that one. So it's other fighters that have been through just as much, if not worse, that still stood on business and still fought. That still stood on business and still threw their hand. So we can't give him that excuse, bro.
The excuse that you give Tank Davis for having hair grease in his eye, well, do you think that was a legitimate excuse?
You've been listening to my show. You tell me what I think.
I don't know.
So go back and watch because I don't give him that excuse. I say that it should have been a knockdown. Been saying that, and you've been on multiple panels and multiple live streams where I've said that. Next question.
Oh, that's good.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You and your feelings and you on my panel because I say something about Shakur Stevenson hands, but you drop money to talk about Tank Davis's hair grease every single day. You drop money to talk about a fight that's not happening every single day. Every single day you do it. But you got a problem with me bringing up what
I have the inside track on that, and I haven't heard Tank.
You don't have an inside track on that. There you go, trolling again, sir.
I'm not trolling.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You got an inside track on it. You got the source. Who's your source, Big Dog Willie?
I'm not. I can't. I can't give out my source
because it might be subject to change.
No, we don't play that game. I don't have subject to change.
I got somebody behind you that might really want to talk about something real.
All right.
Peace. Shout out to Big Dog Willie. My dog Brashley McClendon, 5-piece. No biscuit in the super chat. He say, what y'all think about Shakur trolling? What do y'all think about Keyshawn trolling Shakur and Hitchens? Let me see what he said. And then I got somebody else backstage that wants to debate, but I need y'all to get the likes up over 100. I got somebody else backstage that wants to debate, but I need y'all to get the likes up over 100. We got 130 people in the building. I need y'all to get the likes up, man. Get the likes up so I can bring up the next guest that wants some smoke with KO. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Bring the likes all the way up. Bring the likes all the way up. Let me see what they talking about, bro. Let me see. See what they talking about, man. Keyshawn Davis with the mess to Richard Hitchens and Shakur Stevenson. That may not be the real Keyshawn, bro. That can't be the real Keyshawn Davis, bro. See, yeah, I gotta go check for myself. I'm not saying Brashley would do it, but it's a lot of fake accounts out here, bro. Ain't no way that's the real Keyshawn, man. Ain't no way. I don't believe it. This shit will be everywhere, bro. Yeah, I don't trust that shit. It's the real Keyshawn? Huh. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. It is. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Fuck that fake brotherhood, man. They might be in this together. See, you can't never trust. And I'm gonna bring up the next part. Are we at 100 likes yet? Oh, well, let me turn my camera on. Listen, bro. That shit, you gotta take that with a grain of salt. They could be laughing on the phone because they a bunch of YNs. So if they in the same gym right now, they texting each other while sitting next to each other, laughing at everybody behind the scenes. behind the scenes. Teach, I never accepted his performance. I never understood his performance. I said he may be truly injured. He may be truly hurt, but that still ain't no excuse for him to fight the way that he did, bro. I'm not trying to hear that shit. Y'all niggas, I don't like Shakur no more, y'all. Okay? Stop trying to talk about how I used to like him and how I used to be a fan of him and how you used to think. Nigga, when he got to 135, the nigga started lying, started switching up, started acting like a whole fed out here, recording niggas, started capping all the time. When he was at 126, 130 pounds, the nigga didn't act like that, bro. Okay? I don't like him no more, bro. Stop bringing that shit up, nigga. I liked him at 126. I liked him at 130. He wasn't recording niggas. He wasn't lying on niggas. He didn't say the entire 126-pound division and the entire 130-pound division was ducking him. Then go sign to a promoter that don't got none of the niggas that he claimed is ducking him. He didn't do videos with chains on, with no shirt on, nigga. No, he ain't come for no fucking tank, thank father. I didn't like him when he started lying, nigga. Y'all not gonna try to rephrase, repackage, and repurpose what the fuck I'm saying. I'm telling you, nigga. I'm telling you. You don't have to ask. You and Blunt and all the rest of you Shakur Stevenson knob gobblers can either hit the link or shut the hell up, bro. I don't like the nigga because the nigga started capping. Now, it ain't my fault that he waited till he got to Tank Davis and decided to start lying all the fucking time. How come he didn't do a goddamn video with chains on, with no shirt on, calling out Oscar Valdez, and then turn around and say Oscar Valdez not ducking me, then turn around and say the nigga not ducking me? Once he got to 135, all the energy did change, nigga. His energy changed. Yeah, he became fake. He started lying. He got in the limelight and started hopping in the ring with Devin Haney when they already had an agreement to fight at 147, nigga. Yeah, his energy changed, nigga. Oh, I'm cool with Devin. I'm cool with Devin. We gonna fight at 147. We gonna meet at the top. And then you get in the ring with him and then say it's a publicity stunt. But then you requesting that the WBC give you 50-50. Oh, but I'll just take whatever. Nigga been on some bullshit, bro. Like, y'all better stop, dog. That nigga changed up. I didn't never change, and I never will change. If he was not lying, not capping, not moving fraudulent, then we wouldn't have no problem. Straight up. No, I don't, Blunt. And for saying that, we gonna time your ass out. I'm not a fan. He can fight. He a good. Oh, and he changed the way he fight too. Nigga don't fight at 135. Nothing like how he used to fight at motherfucking 130. Nigga, I don't like the way he fight no more either. I used to love the way that Shakur fought. Make you miss, make you pay, stay in the pocket with your ass. I don't like that shit no more. You niggas is not finna, y'all not finna do that shit. Nope. Get your ass out of here for a minute, nigga. I'ma holler at you. And you too, nigga. I'ma holler at you in about a minute too. I'ma holler at you niggas. He changed the way he moved, and then I changed my opinion of him. Y'all try to act like I'm the one switching up. Tell that nigga to stay the same, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna get y'all the fuck up out of here for a minute because y'all getting on my goddamn nerve, bro. Y'all getting on my goddamn nerve with this shit, bro. Y'all not gonna paint that. I don't do fake shit like that. His actions made my opinion of him change. Yeah, he did that shit. Yep, you right, William Old School. The Saints need a QB, and you need to sit your old ass down somewhere. Salute to William Old School, though, but you gonna sit down for a minute, too. Talking about my Cowboys. Y'all let me know when we get to 100 likes, man. I'm ready to get this show going, bro. I'm ready to get this show going. Here go another lie. Big Dog Willie with the 5-piece in the super chat. As soon as Shakur moved up to 135, the Tank Maniacs started hating because they seen the threat. Tank Maniacs are becoming Pacquiao fans all over again. You lying ass little dude. Let me tell you, ain't nothing big about you, bro. As soon as Shakur moved up to 135, he forgot that he was in Tank Davis's locker room begging for pictures. As soon as he moved to 135, he forgot that Tank Davis put him up on game and gave him the advice not to sign with Floyd Mayweather. As soon as he got to 135, he forgot all the things that Tank Davis taught him when he used to let him spar with him and use him in camp. When he got to 135, he forgot that he thought Tank Davis was the shit, and he switched up. Y'all niggas don't want to talk about that shit, though, bro. You don't want to talk about, oh, he ducking me. He not ducking me. You don't want to talk about him sending the video to Floyd Mayweather for Floyd Mayweather to post for him. Y'all don't talk about none of that shit. You don't want to talk about him getting to 135 and then recording his friend Devin Haney father without his permission when Devin Haney daddy used to let him sleep on his couch and shit when they was in the amateurs together. These are the things that Shakur Stevenson fans will not talk to you about that are uncomfortable for you. Yeah. That's what y'all don't want to talk about. You don't want to talk about it. And you damn sure don't want to talk to me about it because you're typing in my chat, boring me to goddamn death. Instead of hitting the goddamn link. And that's another thing about Shakur Stevenson and Edwin De Los Santos. Since y'all got me thinking about it, this nigga gave y'all everything. I'ma send you. My hands is hurt. My arms is hurt. My fingers is hurt. My elbow is hurt. My shoulder is hurt. Let me post the pictures of me texting my girlfriend privately to let her know I don't feel well. Fuck out of here, man. Shakur is a threat. You know it and I know it. Yeah, he a threat to Zapata. He got Zapata problems. Ain't no goddamn threat, bro. Y'all niggas is crazy as hell, bro. Y'all think I'm worried about two fighters fighting? I want to see them fight. Y'all niggas just allow all the capping. Now, I want everybody to notice something before I let my guest up. I brought up how Shakur Stevenson used to be begging Tank Davis for pictures. Nobody retorted that shit. And then changed up. I talked to him about, I brought up how Shakur Stevenson was doing Devin Haney and recording his daddy without his knowledge. I brought up how Shakur Stevenson will say a motherfucker ducking him, then act cool, then not act cool, then say that they know they gonna fight. I brought up how a motherfucker can be his brother one minute, then be a bitch the next minute. I'm bringing all this up. And is anybody that's repping for Shakur right now retorting it? Does anybody have anything to say to show me that I'm lying? No, they don't. Now, I want y'all to keep in mind that everything I just brought up is what started happening when he got to 135. He started doing that shit when he got to 135. That's what made my opinion of him change. Y'all can spin whatever narratives that you want to, but the truth is always going to reign supreme. Notice how I'm still talking like at 1,000,000 miles per minute and still ain't nobody retorted a goddamn thing that I said. Go ahead and give me another Shakur is a threat commentary. Yeah. Go ahead and give me that. Go ahead and give me another Shakur is this and Shakur is that commentary, right? Go ahead and move the goalpost and ask me questions about Tank Davis hating on Shakur Stevenson instead of addressing what the fuck I'm saying. Go ahead and do all of that. Go ahead and do all of that. And then get back to me. Until then, shut up. Shut the fuck up or hit the link. You got options, bro. Shut up or hit the link. We got Texas DT20 with the 5-piece in the super chat. He said absolutely nothing. He just showing love to the channel. I appreciate you, big dog. Did we get to 100 likes? Because I got somebody backstage, man. I got somebody backstage. We at 100 likes, man. Cal Cooley, what's up, OG? Salute to you. Rain, I see you in the building. All right, we at 100. Fight Sports Talk, what's up? Fight Sports Talk, are you there, sir?
Hey, KO, thanks for having me on, man. Sorry, I was just muted for a bit. I wanted to debate this Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez triangle because I strongly do not want the rematch between Haney and Garcia to happen. I know that you've talked about, well, Rolly Romero beat Garcia and Devin didn't, but again, I just feel it would be a terrible idea to make the rematch. I think they should be putting Teo against Haney.
Why is it a terrible idea for the rematch?
Well, first of all, the fights
Why do
were
you disagree?
boring.
Because I think the rematch is the perfect fight for Devin and Ryan. Why do you think the rematch is bad for them?
Well, first of all, both guys had boring fights. Like Devin, I mean, I've been saying to some of Devin's biggest fans, his fight was boring, and I don't think the guy's got his confidence back. Ryan was just abysmal. Like, he could not have been worse. So first of all, why would you put two guys against each other who just had boring fights? Like, the rematch is probably going to be boring, and people will be complaining afterwards saying,
if you don't want to put two guys together that just had boring fights, are you saying that the Teofimo Lopez and Ana Barboza fight was entertaining?
No, but it makes
That was
more
a
sense because
that was a boring fight too.
I agree,
That was a
but
boring
it's still
ass fight too. So let's take that point. Let's throw that away because if you shouldn't put two guys together that just had boring fights, well, all three fights on that card was boring. And Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, and Ryan Garcia all had a part in that. Last I checked. So
I
let's throw
agree.
why else? Why else should we have Devin versus T.O.? So we can throw that one out. That debate point is gone. What else you got?
No, I disagree. They should be making Tio versus Devin because Tio at least won his fight, and he showed that in my opinion, it was a good performance. Yeah, it wasn't entertaining, but it was still a good performance. Ryan was just terrible. Like, why would I don't see why I don't see why you want to see Devin fight Ryan. I mean, the fights were incredibly boring, and Ryan just looked the worst he's ever looked. I mean, he could not have looked worse than he was in that fight. So why would you want to see him fight Devin? Why not have the two guys who won their fights against each other, Devin and Tio?
The reason I want to see Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia is because they fought before and the fight was highly entertaining. They have unfinished business. Their rivalry is much greater and much bigger and much more pronounced than what Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez had. So they have unfinished business. Devin and Tio never shared the ring before professionally. Ryan and Devin have. There's a lot more controversy which sells in the sport of boxing. There's a lot more people paying attention to Devin and Ryan and paying attention to Devin and Tio. And the fact of the matter is, Devin has to prove that he can beat Ryan Garcia, and Ryan Garcia has to prove that it wasn't the Osterine that caused him to knock Devin down all them times. The storylines in Devin and Ryan are better. The fight is bigger because they're bigger names than Teofimo Lopez. The fight is the fight that fans want to see the most. So that's why that fight makes more sense than Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez. Furthermore, Devin and Ryan have both acclimated themselves at fighting over 140 pounds. Teofimo Lopez has never fought over 140 pounds. So he'd have to be coming up to fight Devin Haney, and no one's asking for that fight. No one wants that fight, bro. The fight that people want to see is Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia part 2 because they got a lot of unfinished business, bro. It's that simple. None of those things I said about Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia are true about Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney. If it's simply just because Teofimo Lopez won and Ryan Garcia didn't, well then shouldn't we be calling for Devin and Rolly Ramiro or some shit? That would be a trash
No,
ass fight. Don't nobody want to see that shit, man. Devin and Ryan is the fight because of the bad blood between the two and the bad blood between their fans, bro. That's the fight that make the most sense.
well, I agree the build up would be somewhat entertaining, but again, the fight I don't want to see Ryan in any fight period because that fight again that performance could not have been worse. I mean, and the guys
Ryan
just
won't fight Devin the way that he fought Rolly because Devin don't have the power that Rolly has to put Ryan down and make him apprehensive. They've already fought before. So Ryan is going to be way more confident against Devin than he was against Rolly because of the success that he had against Devin. He may even be way more motivated to fight Devin Haney because it's a bigger fight. He might not have been motivated to fight Rolly. Now, I'm not giving Ryan any excuses because I don't like Ryan Garcia and he doesn't deserve any excuses. How you perform is how you perform. But him and Devin that's the fight for both of them. That's the fight for both of them. That like T.O., he's not the fight. They're like that's some fake manufactured, "Oh, let's build it up." The beef between Devin and Ryan is real. And just because Devin was able to get away from Jose Ramirez, Ryan will actually throw his left hook. And he'll actually just try to go in there and go balls to the wall against Devin because he's younger, faster, and stronger than Jose Ramirez. The way that Ryan was stopped in his tracks by Rolly and refused to let go of punches, he won't do that against Devin because of the success that he had in the first fight and because the lack of a perceived threat of Devin Haney's power because he don't have no power. So just because they looked a certain way against other fighters, don't mean they're gonna look that way against each other. And it showed. It showed. If that's the case, we shouldn't have wanted to see the first Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia fight because of what Tank Davis did to Ryan Garcia.
well
That's the case.
well going
We shouldn't want to see Devin Haney versus Teofimo because of how Teofimo looked against Jermaine Ortiz, Sandor Martin, George Cambosos. Just because fighters look bad in one fight doesn't throw them out to pasture in another fight. Because fighters have different
the
styles. They perform different against different level of opponents, bro.
well the difference with Devin and Tio looking bad in fights is that they've at least proven themselves against top competition Ryan hasn't. I mean, he proved himself against Luke Campbell. He quit against Tank Davis, and I don't use the rehydration clause
Oscar
as an excuse.
Oscar Duarte is a good fighter. Luke Campbell is a former Olympian. He looked really he again. That's why the rematch is so important. Devin Haney is considered a top fighter, and Ryan Garcia looked good against him last year. Now you got the Ostarine, you got him cheating, you got him coming in overweight. But fighters come in overweight all the time and get their ass whooped. Fighters cheat all the time and get their ass whooped. Whatchamacallit, Gustavo Limons was 6 pounds overweight when he fought Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis fucked him up. Michelle Ali Rivera had multiple PEDs in his system when he fought Frank Martin. Frank Martin fucked him up. So the rematch is important to prove, was it the Ostarine? Was it the 3 extra pounds? Or do Ryan Garcia just got Devin Haney number? Is Ryan Garcia really just trash and Rolly Romero and Tank Davis exposed it? Or did he just have a bad night in the office against Rolly Romero? We find those things out in a rematch. Was Devin Haney fans are in here right now, and they love to say, oh, he fought Jose Ramirez like that to get to Ryan Garcia. He ain't really got PTSD. He ain't really scared no more. Well, the best way to prove it is to go in there against the guy that actually put him down multiple times and prove that he was just trying to go through the motions to get to Jose Ramirez. Because with Ryan Garcia in front of him, we'll find out real quick.
Well, okay. Who do you want to see Teofimo Lopez fight? We'll come back to Devin and Garcia. But who do you want to see?
Boots Ennis.
Okay, that's another thing I strongly disagree with. Okay, I understand that a lot of people, especially Black Americans, they want to see Teofimo get whooped because of the things he's been saying. I get that, but the Boots Ennis fight, I mean, I hate it. Boots will destroy Teo, and I want to see Boots fight the welterweights. Like Shakram Gyasov is a real good mandatory. It's kind of like Inoue fighting Akhmadaliev. You favor Inoue to win, but I expect Akhmadaliev to challenge him a lot more than most super bantamweights have. So I think the same thing is going to happen with Gyasov and Boots. I think Gyasov will put up a better fight than Stanionis did. Teofimo, I mean, again, a lot of Americans want to see Teo get whooped, so why not put him against Haney? Again, they both won their fights, and Boots will annihilate Teo.
Because listen, I'm very clear, Fight Sports Talk.
Yep.
Devin Haney don't have a chance to whoop Teofimo ass the way that Jerron Boots Ennis does. I want to see the fight. I want to see the fight because I do want to see Teo get his ass whooped. I want to see him get beat the fuck up. I want to see his eyes get cut up. I want to see him get his head swole up. I want to see that big nose get punched through the back of his head. Devin Haney don't give me the confidence based on his last performance that he can do that to Teofimo Lopez. Him and Teofimo gonna be out at distance, boxing, counter punching, chess match, just trying to get through. Ain't nobody gonna punish nobody. They're gonna have a nice, good boxing match. I want to see that boy. I want to see that boy get his ass whooped. So I prefer Jerron Boots Ennis because I know Boots got a better chance of doing what I want to see done to Teofimo Lopez. As far as the mandatory Gyasov, yeah, he might be a better welterweight than Teofimo. He's a mandatory. He deserved his shot. For sure he deserved his shot. But it's some things that I just don't give a fuck right now when it comes to Teofimo Lopez. And that is, I want him in the ring with a motherfucker I think gonna whoop his ass. And I don't hide my biases from people. I'm not here to lie to you or lie to anybody else, bro. I want to see him get his ass whooped. That's why I want to see him fight Jerron Boots Ennis and not Devin Haney, because Devin Haney ain't got no shot to whoop his ass the way that Jerron Boots Ennis do, because Jerron Boots Ennis is a far better fighter than Devin the Dream Haney. That's why I want to see that fight, bro.
Okay, well, I agree. Haney's not going to hurt Teofimo Lopez. He'll just, in my opinion, I would actually probably pick Teo to beat Devin right now, but if he's going to win, it would be via boxing for 12 rounds. I get that, but okay, and I understand you want to see Teo get whooped, and a lot of Americans want to see Teo get whooped, but don't you also want to see the most competitive fights? And Teo versus Devin is a real competitive fight, in my opinion, because Devin, I don't think he's got his confidence back again.
100%. 100%. I want to see good competitive fights. I believe Devin versus Ryan Garcia is a good competitive fight. On top of that, it's a fight with more history. It's a bigger fight here in America. It's going to be better for the casual fans. We'll get more. The sport will grow more if it's Devin and Ryan instead of Devin versus Teo. And so I get to get the best of both worlds. I get to get my good Devin Haney, good competitive fight against Ryan Garcia, his big legacy fight to prove once and for all who truly is better, what it really was. Was it the dumbass game plan? Was it fighting Ryan stupid? Was it the Osterine? Was it because Ryan cheated? We get to find all that shit out in a rematch. And I get to see a racist dude like Teofimo get his ass whooped against Jerron Boots Ennis. Sign me up for that. Because now, if Devin is fighting Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia ain't finna fight Jerron Boots Ennis. And I'm not confident based on who Giasev has fought, based on who he's been in the ring with. I'm not confident he can be motherfucking competitive against Jerron Boots Ennis. And then if I'm gonna watch Jerron Boots Ennis, in my mind, watch somebody, because I think he's head and shoulders better than anybody from 147 down. I don't think he gets competitive. He gets a competitive fight until he gets to 154 pounds. So if I'm gonna watch him fight an overmatched opponent, Giasev ain't saying no racist shit. Giasev ain't out here saying hateful shit. That's Teofimo Lopez. So if I gotta watch Boots just beat up on somebody, I want to watch him beat up on somebody that I dislike, and I ain't got nothing against Giasev. So put his ass in the ring with motherfucking Teofimo Lopez and let Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia handle their beef. That's the way I look at it, bro.
Okay, fair point. I asked earlier, do you want to see competitive fights? If Teo versus Devin, regardless of who wins, that fight will be competitive in my opinion, because even though Teo can't cut off the ring, and he's proven that, Devin, again, his confidence is not there. So, and Teo still has got a decent punch. So that fight will be competitive. Devin versus Ryan, none of us are genies, so we can't predict how a fight is exactly going to go. But what we do know is, based on their recent performances, Devin will dance circles around Ryan Garcia, because Garcia can't box.
No, sir, we don't know that, because those are no, sir.
Well,
wait.
What I said was the warning signs are there. The warning signs are there that this is exactly what will happen
for both of them, because the warning signs are there because of Devin Haney's confidence, and the warning signs are there because of Ryan Garcia's performance against Rolly Romero. Lucky for us, they have such a history together that we know for a fact all of their fights have been ultra competitive from the moment they were 13, 14 years old. These guys fought 6 times in the amateurs, went 3-3. They fought 1 time in the professional rankings. When Ryan Garcia wasn't getting thoroughly outboxed by Devin Haney, he was putting him on the ground, and that fight was competitive. So based on the fact that they've shared the ring together through the amateur and pros 7 times and have been competitive every step of the way, history tells us that when they get in the ring for an 8th time, that fight's probably going to be competitive too, regardless of how they looked against other people. Fight Sports Talk. Because what Ryan Garcia looked like against motherfucking Rolly Romero, I guarantee you he won't look that way against Devin Haney. The way that Devin Haney made it look so easy against Jose Ramirez, and Ramirez couldn't pull the trigger, I guarantee you it won't look that easy against Ryan Garcia. And it's not because of how Devin looked against Jose. It's not because of how Ryan looked against Rolly. It's not because how Ryan looked like shit and how Devin Haney's confidence might be gone. It's because they done already fought 7 times, and history tells us they gonna be competitive. They couldn't separate themselves from each other in the amateurs. To this point in their professional career, they haven't been able to separate themselves. And I would be willing to bet that their next fight is gonna be just as competitive as the 7 fights before that, bro.
Well, okay, maybe it will be competitive, but again, if we're going off their recent performance, their recent fights, it's not gonna look that competitive. And I don't think.
What do you think is the better argument, or as an analyst, as a boxing analyst, what does it make more sense to do? To look at their recent performances against other people, or look at their 7 fights that they had against each other to draw your conclusion? What do you think makes more sense?
Recent performances, because that is a sign of, okay, we know these guys have had competitive fights in the past and last year, but there was so much BS around that rematch, around the fight they had last year, that it's hard to tell whether, Ryan fought with so much fire and passion in that fight against Romero. Again, he could not have looked worse. So, and Rolly can't box anywhere near as good as Devin. So I don't think
if we're to go off of there, if it makes more sense to go off their recent performances instead of how they looked against each other, how did Devin Haney look against Regis Prograis?
He looked great.
He looked great against Regis Prograis. Boxed a fucking masterclass. You would agree, right?
Yeah, he looked amazing that fight.
How did Ryan Garcia look against Oscar Duarte?
Not that great.
So going into their fight, hold on. Going in, and then their very next fight was each other. So Ryan Garcia fights Oscar Duarte. He has a broke shoulder roll that we never seen him do before. Duarte is looking good and putting pressure on Ryan. Ryan is looking trash in the fight, fighting in spurts. They had to change the weight at the last minute because he couldn't make the weight. And then he ended up stopping Oscar Duarte, but he don't look that great. Devin Haney boxes circles around Regis Prograis, puts on a phenomenal performance. One of the best of the year, one of the best of his career. Then they go to fight each other, and their recent performances mean nothing. Because if your point was valid, then in that first fight, Devin should have looked way better because his recent performance against Regis was much better than Ryan Garcia's recent performance against Oscar Duarte. So I'll ask again. The question that I just asked you that you answered, I'll ask you again. What does it make more sense to do when you're looking at how a fight may go and whether or not a fight will be competitive? Does it make more sense to look at two fighters' recent performance, or does it make more sense to look at the 7 fights that they've had against each other?
I look at their recent performances and look, I understand what you just said, okay, but there was so much BS. First of all, about the fight they had last year, there was so much BS. Ryan missed weight on purpose. God knows what else he was on aside from Osterine. So okay, that's the exception, okay, not the rule. I've done this. I've talked about this hundreds of times. You have rematches where the first fights were amazing. The rematches are terrible. I mean, we've seen that with great fighters like Vladimir Klitschko in rematches. Lennox Lewis against Oliver McCall. The first fight was good. Second fight sucked. Oliver McCall had no heart whatsoever in that rematch. And I mean, Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard, these guys had two. Well, second fight was anticlimactic. The first fight was amazing. The third fight was absolutely awful. So you can play this both sides. I think the two guys who won their fight should fight each other, not the guy who looked incredible, who looked lifeless in his comeback. I mean, again, Garcia could not have looked worse than he did that night. I think it would be a terror. Look, this is another reason why I'm strongly against the fight happening. And look, people are saying, you know me, I'm not even a big Devin Haney fan. People are saying, Devin and Haney and Bill look weak for celebrating Garcia's loss to Romero. I think they're well within their right to do that because Ryan Garcia is a nutcase. So I think it would be a terrible idea to do the rematch. Turkey has just had multiple boring fights in a row on multiple events, and if it weren't for Inoue, we'd be talking about just how terrible that trio of events were. So if you have boring fights in big big situations, and you're being criticized when you've been criticized like you never had before, why put a main event on? Because those guys will main event a card. Why put a big fight on between two guys who just had boring fights? That to me is just ludicrous.
But didn't you concede that Teofimo Lopez had a boring fight too?
Yes, but there's
what evidence do we have to support that Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney are going to have an exciting fight? Because we're talking about Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, who put on one of the most exciting fights of 2024 and had a lot of exciting fights in the amateurs. Furthermore, if you look at Teofimo Lopez, can we say that Teofimo Lopez versus Jermaine Ortiz was an exciting fight? No, that shit was boring, if you remember watching it. What about Teofimo Lopez versus Sandor Martin? No, that shit was boring if you watched the fight. What does Devin Haney have in common with those two fighters? In his recent performance, he was on the back foot a lot, like a Sandor Martin. He was on the back foot a lot, like a Jermaine Ortiz. So if Devin Haney moves around the ring like he did against Jose Ramirez, if motherfucking Teofimo Lopez, who you admitted earlier in our conversation has trash footwork when he's on the front foot trying to apply pressure, the odds are that fight gonna be boring as shit too. There's no evidence anywhere to support that Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia are gonna have a boring fight, bro. And again, Teofimo don't have the history with Devin that Ryan Garcia does, bro. Devin versus Ryan Garcia is the fight to make if they can make it. That's the fight that Devin fans should want more. That's the fight that Ryan Garcia fans should want more. Hell, that's the fight that Devin Haney haters should want more. because somebody gonna have to shut the hell up, bro. Whether it was Osterine, whether it was Devin just can't fuck with Ryan, whether it was whatever the case may be. That's how we get to find out. We don't get to find out all the questions that people have been asking for a year, all the debates that people have been having for a year between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, bro. The only way that shit gets answered is if they fight each other. And if you want to talk about boring because of Ryan and Devin's performance, I'm going to talk to you about boring because of Devin and T.O.'s performance. Then I'm going to really break down how they fight and their strengths and weaknesses. Ryan Garcia,
I know how they fight,
fighter, bro, that comes with power, that has kryptonite in the punch that Devin Haney has showed he has struggled with the most in his career, which is the left hook. And he showed a propensity to be able to hit Devin with that fight from the amateurs all the way to the goddamn pros. If you look at what they've said about those amateur fights, they went 3-3 in the amateurs, and everyone to a man says the times that Devin won, he outboxed Ryan Garcia, made it look relatively easy. The times that Ryan won, he clipped Devin Haney, hurt him, and had him wobbling around the ring for the majority of the goddamn amateur fight. Their one professional fight. Their one professional fight that they had, the times that they were able to box, about rounds 2 through 6, Devin Haney was outboxing his ass. Round 1, in about 7 to 11, every time Ryan Garcia touched him, he fucking hurt him. That fight went just like the amateurs went, bro. So we have so much evidence to support that fight is going to be entertaining. We have so much history there that people want to see that fight. There's absolutely no evidence to support that Devin and T.O. is going to be an entertaining fight, because every single time Teofimo Lopez has fought someone that decided to make him be the hunter, meaning make him fight on the front foot and pressure them.
That's true. That's like true. Shit, I know what you're saying.
So why would we want that fight for entertainment value? Why would we want to put two counterpunchers by nature, two guys that like to fight on their back foot, two guys that aren't comfortable being aggressive? Why would we put them in the ring together when we know for a fact that the one that tries to be aggressive sucks at it in Teofimo, and that Devin, based on what he looked like, is going to be the one on his back foot? And if he's moving around the ring, T.O. going to look like shit trying to chase him, and it's going to be a boring-ass fight, bro. Why would we want the fight is Devin and Ryan, bro? That's the fight. That's the one, bro. I'm sorry. The T.O. shit, that's not the one from an entertainment value. And again, bro, and then I'll let you go again. And again, just forget a black American. You over there in the UK or whatever, anybody that denounces racism,
New Zealand,
should want Teofimo Lopez to get his ass whooped. And the best way for him to get his ass whooped, but with what people are talking about, because Devin and his fans and Bill, they talking about T.O. Turkey Al-Sheikh talking about Jerome Boots Ennis. I don't give a damn. Even the biggest Devin Haney fan got to admit that the person that can really whoop T.O. ass, the person that can really fuck him up, is Jerome Boots Ennis, not Devin Haney, bro. So for all those reasons, Devin and Ryan is the fight, not Devin and T.O., bro. That's not the fight, dog. It's Devin and Ryan, fam.
Okay, well, okay, you said a lot there. I agree. Boots for me just beats T.O. up. I don't see that fight being that. I see that fight maybe being competitive for 4, 5, 6 rounds, and after that, just Boots will whoop on. So because styles make fights. So I agree with you. T.O. doesn't have much of a chance in that fight. Okay, we're probably not going to agree on this. I just don't think you should put two guys who had boring fights against each other. Now, you asked me about T.O.'s
but you admit that Teofimo Lopez had a boring fight, but you want to put him against Devin Haney, bro.
Yes, because, okay, T.O. at least looked better than, okay, the fighter wasn't that entertaining, but it was still better than Garcia and Haney's fights, and T.O.'s a lot more talented than Garcia. So again, he does
be more entertaining. Fight Sports Talk. Do you think a fight between Devin and T.O. is more entertaining than a fight between Devin and Ryan?
Yes, because T.O. at least he's
so you think with Teofimo Lopez's fight style, you think with his inability on the front foot, you think two counterpunchers that fight on their back foot that don't fight well being aggressive is going to be more entertaining than Devin and Ryan, who you've already seen be one of the most entertaining fights of the year. You know, did Teofimo Lopez look good when he tried to take the front foot against Jermaine Ortiz, bro?
No, Did he look
good when Sandor Martin was boxing him off the back foot?
No, Tio can't cut off the ring. I've been
Did you
saying that
find? Did you
for-
find any? Did you find any of those? Either of those fights entertaining?
No, they sucked. But
So
that's
then,
not the point.
whatever based on that evidence, based on Teofimo Lopez's fight style, and based on Devin Haney's fight style, where are you getting the assumption or the stance that Devin versus Tio is going to be more entertaining than Devin versus Ryan, bro?
Okay, because two things. One, it wasn't just Rolly Romero's power that kept Ryan in his shell. Ryan just mentally quit again. Okay, he didn't say no mas like he did against Tank Davis, but he mentally quit. He thought, okay, I'm not even going to try with this guy because again, Ryan Garcia deep down is not a fighter. So if he's okay, I picture the fight like this. Devin's picking him apart.
How did Ryan Garcia win all those national championships? How did he do all of that if he's not deep down a fighter, bro?
Well, I'm talking
about
him
recently. How did he get to where he's at if he's not deep down a fighter, bro?
All right.
How did he get up? How did he get up? How did he get up from that Tank Davis shot in the second round and keep moving forward the whole goddamn fight until he took a body shot? If he's not a fighter,
wait,
bro?
are you denying that he quit against Tank?
Yeah, Tank made him quit. He didn't just quit for no reason.
Tank,
he took a body shot that demobilized people. If he's a quitter for that, then Juan Francisco Estrada is a quitter for what Jesse Bam Rodriguez did to him, bro.
Of course, Tank.
I don't like Ryan Garcia, but them types of shots to the body, that delayed reaction, that shit hurt.
Yeah,
people don't get up for that. And Juan Francisco Estrada is a multiple division world champion, Hall of Fame fighter, and Bam Rodriguez had him rolling around on the goddamn floor with a similar shot.
Okay, Tank made him quit. I'm not denying that. My point is, Tank. Okay, Garcia has quit in him. Okay, if he's getting frustrated,
but he hasn't showed that against somebody like Devin Haney. He also got dog in him because Luke Campbell put him down and he got up like a demon and fucked him up. Like you keep trying, you keep going at Ryan for shit that other people did to him, nigga. We need to see Devin do that to him, bro.
Okay,
we need to see, for whatever reason. Like Vernon Forrest wasn't all that, bro. But you throw his ass in there with Shane Mosley. Shane Mosley got a problem on his hands, dog.
Yeah,
the other top fighters, Vernon Forrest couldn't really fuck with him. But you put him in there with Sugar Shane, Shane gonna have his hand full, bro. Ryan Garcia, he couldn't do shit with Rolly. He couldn't do shit with Tank. But throughout his entire life, you put him in there with Devin Haney, Devin got a problem on his hands, bro. Tank Davis is dealing with the shit with Lamont Roach. You can put him in there with Barrios. You can throw his ass in there with Frank Martin, Hector Garcia, and all the other fighters he done fought. They getting stopped, getting beat up. For whatever reason, Lamont Roach, they done had tough fights their entire goddamn time. Tank Davis was barely beating him in the amateurs. They had a tough, close-ass fight in the motherfucking pros, even though Lamont Roach lost to Jamel Herring. Even though Lamont Roach got a draw on his record, bro. Something with him and Tank, nigga, Tank, you got to solve that shit. It's the same for Devin and Ryan, bro. No matter how we slice it, how we dice it, we can bring up this person over there, bring up this person over there. For whatever reason, not only does Ryan Garcia get up for Devin Haney, but Ryan Garcia seems to perform well against Devin Haney. Straight up, bro. Like, they got to solve that, dog. And there's no evidence to support that fucking T.O. is going to put up a more entertaining fight than Ryan, because T.O. has showed you that he struggles with people that fight like Devin. Ryan Garcia showed you that he can have a great fight against somebody like Devin, bro. They need to fight each other. That's the fight, fam. Like, it's just, you admit that there's, like, what's your evidence, bro? Give me the evidence as to why T.O. and Ryan and Devin is entertaining, bro.
Here's some evidence. Ryan, would you, you're talking about the recent fight they had. Ryan missed weight. He was on Ostarine and he could have well been on a lot of other things. So it sounds like you're saying, well, just because they've had exciting fights in the past, then it means the next fight will be entertaining. Based on their recent performances, again, I'm going off what we've just seen. Ryan may have only looked good against Devin because of Ostarine and God knows what else.
I gotta ask you to address the recent performances they had before their first fight, bro. Like, that shit doesn't work. Because if what you were saying is true, then Devin should have watched Ryan in their first fight, because his recent performance against Regis was way better than Ryan's recent performance against the Wednesday.
No.
Bro, there's no evidence to support, bro, that they fight not gonna be a good fight, bro. And there's damn sure no evidence to support that Devin and T.O. is gonna be a better fight, more entertaining than Devin and Ryan.
Okay, well,
bro. The fight styles of Devin and T.O. just make for a boring stylistic matchup, bro. Just like you could predict, and if you go back to my videos where I was talking about it, you could predict that T.O. and Barboza was gonna be boring because of how they fight. 2 counter punchers, don't like to take the front foot, not good at pressuring fighters and shit. The fight is gonna be boring. Straight up. Everybody knew it. They watch my channel. There's a member, bro. You can predict this shit if you really know what you're looking at. And the fact of the matter is, Devin and T.O., the build-up, them talking shit, Bill Haney talking shit to Teofimo Sr., Teofimo Lopez saying racist shit to Devin and Devin cussing him out. That shit will be more entertaining than the goddamn fight. With Ryan and Devin, there's a good chance that the build-up will be entertaining, and we know for sure that fight's going to be entertaining, bro. That is going to be a blockbuster, can't miss, fun-ass fight to watch, bro. That's what all the evidence shows, fam.
All right. Well, okay. We're probably never going to agree on this. I don't think the fight should happen. I think the fight's meaningless right now. I think you should put the guys who just won against each other. But another thing is I feel like you're dismissing the fact that, again, for whatever reason, okay, we can put it down to power, layoff, whatever. Ryan Garcia looked terrible. Us as analysts, we keep saying you should put the fighters who just looked good against their other opponents against each other. Why Ryan, again, his performance was terrible. Why would you put him against anybody in a high profile fight? I strongly disagree with that. I understand where you're coming from, but I don't think the fight should happen. I don't think Ryan should be in any big fight after a terrible fight like that. I mean, they should have, if they were hell-bent on doing the rematch regardless, they should have just made it immediately instead of having these in-between fights, because now the rematch is not going to be...
The in-between shit did hurt the fight for sure.
But, so we can put that
you
down to Turkey.
Because there's no value. The reason you do that is there's no value in Devin and Ryan except for each other right now, bro. There's no value in Devin and T.O. What they gonna do? Follow on somebody undercard? You gonna put them on pay-per-view? Like, there's no value in it. You can't make no money off of that. Fans ain't checking for that fight. The only people talking about Teofimo Lopez is Bill Haney and the 22 Devin Haney fans that exist here on YouTube, bro. Nobody's pushing for Devin versus T.O., dog. Devin and Ryan is the fight. You can make money off of it. It's a big fight. It's really both of they last opportunities to exercise some demons and show what it really is. That's the fight, bro. That's the one. That's the one that everybody wants to see, bro. It's not Devin and T.O. And then stylistically, Devin and T.O. ain't got no shot to be entertaining, in my opinion, bro. I don't want to be building up to their fight and be more hyped for the press conference than the goddamn fight, bro.
Okay, well, fair point. I don't think this is the same as Tank Davis Lamont Roach rematch, where that rematch needs to happen, in my opinion, and I'm glad it is happening, because last time I was on your show, I was saying, well, why is it not made? But I'm glad they're making the fight now. That for me is a lot more meaningful than this rematch. I feel the rematch has run its course. I guess we're not going to agree on it. If I don't want to, I will say this: I don't want to see Devin fight Rolly Romero. That for me is another pointless fight. I think if they're not going to fight each other, I don't think either of them should move up to welterweight. But okay, well, I guess that's it then. But you can at least understand that there is we don't know again if the fight will be entertaining or not, but given all of the evidence, there's a very good chance the fight would be extremely boring, because they just had extremely boring fights. So if we both want to see entertaining fights, there's a big chance that it won't be entertaining. And I feel a lot of people will be doing videos afterwards and criticizing Turkey and saying, why did you have these two fight each other? They had terrible fights before this, and now they just put on another boring rematch. So, yeah.
The chances of that happening are even greater with T.O. and Devin because of how they fight, bro. Now, Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, that's the one, man. Like, everything you said is true for T.O. and Devin, bro. Like, we're acting as if there's anything that shows that fight would be fun to watch. It would not be, bro. They fight very negatively right now. That fight's boring as shit. And T.O. and Devin are not the ones with the history. Devin and Ryan are, bro. They're the ones with the history. They're the ones that have unanswered questions. They're both the ones with something to prove, bro. To each other, to their fans. You got to prove your side of it, man. Straight up, you got to prove your side of it. Whether you are the one saying that Devin set you up and you didn't really cheat and your shit was contaminated and you ain't never took steroids in your life, okay. Well, spend a whole camp testing positive and do the same shit you did to Devin the first time. Oh, it was the Ostarine. He cheated, nigga. I never been hit so hard. The left hook had Ostarine in it. It was this, it was that. Okay, cool. Well, he tests positive. You go up there and you whoop his ass. And you outbox him and you show what it really was. We don't get to know that definitively unless they fight again, bro. That's why that's the fight. And then stylistically, it's always going to be a better matchup when you got a counterpuncher and mover going against a pressure fighter than it is when you got two counterpuncher movers fighting each other, circling each other around the ring. Don't nobody want to be first. That shit boring, bro. It just is what it is. But let me keep the show going, man, unless you got anything else, man.
No, if you've got other people to get to, then I guess we've talked about everything. I appreciate you having me on, KO. If I could just plug my channel for a second, Fight Sport Talk. Yeah, I'd love to be on in the future, and take care.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Take it easy. All right, so I seen a lot of y'all typing in the chat. Bro. I see y'all. You know what I mean? I see y'all. So let's talk about it then. So a lot of people are talking about Ryan Garcia. I see the Devin Haney fans live in the building. Salute to y'all. Oh man, bring up the Ostarine. It's the Ostarine. Y'all, you leaving out the fact that he got Ostarine. Or he looked like ass. The reason he looked like ass against Rolly is because he didn't have the Ostarine. So are we saying that the only time the nigga cheated was against Devin Haney, bro? Is that what y'all believe? Is that what y'all believe? I'm just asking. Do y'all believe the only time he cheated was against Devin? This is for the Haney fans, bro. Is the only time he cheated against Devin? Or is that the only time he got caught? Shout out to Black Preacher Man, by the way, with the 5-piece. No biscuit in the super chat. It takes two to tango. Didn't Devin want the Ryan rematch and Ryan turned it down? I hear Oscar Garcia saying they don't want the rematch right now. That's a bullshit ass duck move. And I see Devin Haney daddy putting Ryan Garcia number 10 on his list. I don't like that shit, bro. I don't like that shit at all. Ryan Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya, that's the only fight for Ryan, bro. Don't nobody want to see him unless he fighting Devin the Dream Haney. And all them people that Devin and the dad are trying to put on their list above motherfucking Ryan Garcia, no, sir. No, sir, nigga. Ryan Garcia is the fucking fight. Next Level Boxing, with the 2 pieces in super chat, the boxing voice is pushing for T.O. versus Haney. Okay, good for them. Fight fans want to see Haney versus Garcia, bro. Give a fuck what they pushing for. No disrespect to nobody, but who gives a shit, bro? Who gives a shit? I don't give a fuck. Most fans, everybody in boxing, the majority of boxing, if you do a poll, people will prefer to see Devin versus Ryan. Straight up. What up, Nostalgia Life? Freaking what's good, bro?
What's good, yo? I'm in the right section, right? This the smoking section, right?
Man, it's always the smoking section over here. What's up, man?
No, I just heard a couple things, man. I hear first I heard you say that Devin Haney is not it won't be a competitive fight with Boots. And I'm wondering what make you think that, because given what we saw,
Teofimo and Devin, I mean Teofimo and Jerron Boots. You talking about what I just said?
No, Boots. Earlier you said Boots. Well, that one too.
You talking about Jerron Boots, Ennis, and Devin Haney fighting each other?
Yeah. I was starting from the beginning. You know, I had a problem with that too. But I'm just talking about
that's a cherry pick for Jerron Boots, Ennis, bro.
How's a cherry pick if Devin the one saying, you know, his side is saying that Boots is on his hit list? You know, if that's true.
Okay, you know, cherry pick would mean Jerron. Okay, my bad. That's a tune-up for Jerron Boots, Ennis. How about that? Not a cherry pick, because if he just answering the call, I see what you're saying. Oh, you called me out, kind of like Earl Spence and Mikey Garcia. I feel what you're saying. No problem. That's a tune-up though. That's a one-sided, like, that's not a competitive fight.
Yeah, see, I'm a big Boots fan and everything. but I don't understand why you think that wouldn't be a competitive fight between those two fighters right there. I think that's a great fight
there's nothing,
because hold on, let me finish. I think that's a great fight because seeing
there's nothing that Devin Haney does better than Jerome Boots Ennis.
Okay, but listen though, we saw Boots fight Karen the first fight, right? And Karen basically danced around the ring on Boots, and Boots had a hard time cutting off the ring. Boots won the fight, but people was cooking Boots for not being able to cut off the ring and knock him out or hurt him or whatever. I don't understand, why he was getting cooked for it because he did win the fight. But given that we saw that happen though, and then the last performance that we saw Devin,
he didn't just win the fight. He didn't just win the fight. He didn't just win the fight. I'm gonna get in there.
Okay, that's not important though. That's not important though if he won.
I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna let you finish. He didn't just win the fight. Karen didn't win a round. But continue.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
that's even more for what I was saying. Karen didn't win a round, so why they cooking Boots, for not cutting off the ring or whatever, if Boots won the fight.
Because so much is expected of him. The same reason that we cooked Canelo, because a lot was expected of Boots. Because
I didn't hear people cooking Canelo. I heard people cooking William Skull. Ain't nobody cooking Canelo. People cooking William Skull, bro.
I see whoever that is backstage. When I get done with this debate, I'll have you up. I'm going one at a time, so just sit tight. When me and Freakon get done, I'll have you up here. But go ahead, Freakon. I'm listening.
But yeah, that goes more to what I'm trying to say, though. I'm saying, we saw how he looked against Karen. So him versus Devin, we know Devin's footwork is way better than Karen. So given what we saw Devin fight, how he fought with Ramirez, if he fights just like that, what make you think it's going to be an easier fight for Boots than it was for him with Karen?
Karen also got put down. Karen also took a lot of shots. Karen also got 12 zipped. Devin, for all the footwork he might have better than Karen, in your opinion, which I don't know because I got to see him in front of Boots to believe that. But you don't think Devin faster than Karen? He also is much smaller than Karen. He's also much more he's not as durable as Karen is. And so I'd have to see that. But just putting those two fighters together, if you're telling me Devin Haney is going to fight like Karen, so he's going to run away from Boots the entire fight? Like that?
No, he ain't going to run away.
That fight. And if you're talking about he's going to fight, if you're talking about he's going to fight Boots, how Karen fought Boots the second time, Karen got put down and took a lot of punishment in that fight. And in 24 rounds with Boots Ennis, he didn't win, but maybe one round.
You talking about the first? You talking about the first fight or the second fight?
Whichever fight you want to go to.
I'm talking about the first fight, bro. I'm talking about the first fight. He ain't take a lot of punishment in that first fight, bro.
The first fight, he got touched up.
You mixing the fights.
Didn't cut the ring off, but the first fight he got touched up. Boots couldn't cut the ring off, and he lost 12-0. The scorecards are 120-108. So fighting like that against Boots gets you nothing.
Bro, nothing. I just think that Devin had better footwork than I think that Devin had better foot. I think Devin had better footwork. I think Devin had better footwork than Karen. His hands faster than Karen, and I think he's a more skillful fighter than Karen. So I think I don't think you can say that it won't be a competitive fight. So you don't think Boots will get hit?
And he's smaller. He's smaller than Karen. He doesn't punch as hard. He's not as physically strong.
I mean, it's one argument if you say that you think Boots going to win, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. But to say you don't think the fight going to be competitive, like it's going to be a tune-up? No.
Devin Haney like a tune-up.
How Devin ain't durable? How Devin ain't durable when he kept getting up from Ryan Garcia, Osterine laced the left hook, and we saw other people get hit. We saw other people get clipped. We saw other people get clipped. We saw other people get just grazed by Ryan Garcia left hook, and they don't get up. It put him out. He took some He took what? Maybe like 8. He took that left hook. Osterine and Deuce. He took that punch like 8 times, bro.
A real conversation
and kept getting up.
Like, what does that have to do with Jerome Boots Ennis, bro?
No, I'm speaking to the durability of Devin Haney. You say he not durable as Karen.
He literally got put down multiple times by a dude who started his career at 135 pounds. In the case of Jerron Boots Ennis, who punches harder than Ryan Garcia, who's more skilled than Ryan Garcia, who has power in both hands when Ryan Garcia only has one punch, who's much more dedicated than Ryan Garcia, much more athletic than Ryan Garcia, who's a true welterweight that people are asking to move up to 154 because he's so dominant at welterweight. Bro,
that sounds cute to say that he came from 135 and all of that, but we know Ryan is way bigger than 35. He can't even make 140, bro.
I'm not done talking, bro. I'm not done. Any odds maker that will make odds on that fight would have Jerron Boots Ennis as a huge favorite because he's bigger than Devin Haney. Pause. He's stronger than Devin Haney. He's faster than Devin Haney. He punches harder than Devin Haney. He's more skilled than Devin Haney. He's shown to be more durable because he's taking punches from bigger fighters than Devin Haney is taking punches from. He's never been down in his career. He's the unified WBA, IBF, and ring champion coming off of a phenomenal performance against Imantas Stanionis at a true 147 pounds. Devin would be coming up in weight again to fight Boots. He didn't even fight at the true 147-pound limit yet, bro.
You sound like you're making an argument for Boots being a favorite. I'm not saying that Boots won't be the favorite. I'm saying that it'll be. I'm not. You're making an argument that sounds like you're arguing for Boots being the favorite. I'm not arguing against that. I'm saying that the fight would be competitive. No, you're saying that the fight wouldn't be competitive, bro.
Would make him a huge favorite. Just take their names out of it. Just take their names out. Matter of fact, just you say you a Boots fan, so I'm gonna really just. I know you like to troll and shit, but I'm gonna see if you'll keep it 100 with me.
No, I ain't trolling right now, bro. I don't think that'll be a real easy fight, bro. That's a competitive fight.
I just want to see if you keep it 100 with me, bro. I'm just gonna do a test here. So let me do this test because I got somebody behind you. Let's just do this test, bro. Just let me see something. Who punches harder?
Between who?
Between Boots and Devin.
I think Boots punch harder.
Who's the natural welterweight?
Of course, we know Boots.
Who has shown more tools in his tool bag?
I think Boots is more flashy, but I don't know. We saw Devin show good body work. Hold on, let me explain. You asked me a question. We saw Devin show good body work versus Lomachenko. We saw him use his jab a lot in his fight with Kambosos, and then we saw him be front foot dominant against Ryan Garcia. Even though he lost the fight, he kept walking forward. He was front foot dominant the whole fight. So we saw him do a lot of different things, but we see Boots do a lot of different things too. You know, I know Boots is a phenom, so
he was front foot dominant. He kept getting clipped in the fight that you mentioned. How did Jerron Boots Ennis look fighting on the inside against Romain Villa?
Jerron Boots Ennis ain't fight nobody who had Osterine in their system with a nice left hook, bro.
How did he look fighting on the inside against Romain Villa?
Boots got excellent inside body. He do everything great, I think. If you ask me,
he does
Boots
everything great. If he does, Devin Haney do everything great?
I can't say he do everything great,
Boots does everything great, and Devin Haney doesn't do everything great. Who has the deeper tool bag frequent?
Bro, none of that don't matter because styles make fights.
I'm asking you.
We thought Ryan was going to wash Rolly, and what happened to Ryan?
So let's
Rolly
rewind.
Like Bud hitting him with a double right hook.
Who was the natural welterweight?
Double left hook on him.
I asked you who punched harder. You said Jerron Boots Ennis. You just accidentally admitted that Jerron Boots Ennis is great at everything, but Devin Haney is not great at everything. So he has the deeper tool bag. So let's rewind this for a second, because you just made my argument for me.
The person with the deeper tool bag don't always win the fight, and that don't mean the fight is not going to be competitive, bro.
KO, I understand, bro. This your boy KO is different around these parts. So you just told me that Jerron Boots Ennis is naturally the bigger fighter. You just told me that he's naturally the harder puncher. You just told me that he got the deeper tool bag. So you
We can
just
say all
explained
those things about
everything
Regis
in favor
Prograis
of Devin.
except for him having the deeper tool bag. We can say all those things about Regis Prograis when Devin Haney was moving up to fight him at 140, except for having a deeper tool bag.
You can say what?
He was the natural
You can say what about Regis?
he was the
You can
natural
say what about
140
Regis
pounder.
over Devin?
He was the natural 140 pounder. He was the one that punched the hardest,
Really?
but he just
Really?
didn't have the
Who
deeper
weighed
tool bag
more
though.
tonight in the fight, Frequent?
Devin Haney probably had his boots on and his
Ain't no
jacket,
problem.
hoodie, and all of that
Who
stuff,
weighed more,
bro.
my nigga? Who weighed more?
Devin only by a little bit though.
Okay. Okay. Frequent, I got somebody behind you.
That
Nice try.
look, one
Come
last
back.
thing though, that
Come
didn't
back.
matter.
No, I ain't got time, dog. I'm sorry, Frequent. You can come back in a minute. I got somebody behind you. Let me catch these super chats. Shout out to 2 cents who said no with the 2-piece. No biscuit in the super chat. Then she dropped the biscuit for us with the $2.50 piece. She said Devin wasn't competitive against Ramirez. Shout out to HTX Nate with the 2-piece in super chat. So pretty much you're saying Dev can run better? Shout out to 2 cents back in the super chat, $2.50 biscuit. She said, so Devin a better runner than Karen? Shout out to 2 cents back in the super chat with the $2.50 throwing a biscuit on there. Devin will get the career beat out of him. Yeah, that's a mismatch. That's one-way traffic right there. And Devin fans know that shit, man. Ricky Dicky with the 5-piece, no biscuit in the super chat, say, they didn't stop that fight with Ryan, but I guarantee you, if that was Boots that dropped Dev that many times, a 147 fight would have been stopped. That's because Boots would have cut the ring off and proceeded to do damage. These boys ain't gonna fight Boots, man. Anybody, listen to me, y'all. If they started their career at 135, they will not get in the ring with Boots. They are going to wait him out. Listen to me again. That is not just Devin. That's everybody. Anybody trying to flirt at welterweight right now that started their career at 135 or 140, I guarantee you they will not get in the ring with Jerron Boots in this. Mark my words. Shout out Easy number 1 with the 10-piece in the super chat. He said Boots by murder. We got Kiro Black being a member for 2 straight years. Salute KO and salute to everyone in the chat. 2 years going strong. I appreciate you, big dog. We got Drink More Water, 5-piece, no biscuit in super chat. He say, you can tell who gambles and who doesn't. When you have no skin in the game, you can say whatever dumb shit you want. Talk is cheap. Boots brutalizes Devin. It's a mismatch, bro. It's a mismatch. It is a tune-up mismatch. Bro, it's just as bad as Boots versus T.O. Like, that's what I don't understand about niggas. Drink. Like, it's just as bad as Boots versus T.O. Some ugly mismatch, bro. Mr. Finesse, 5-piece. No biscuit in super J says, salute KO, bro. Shaking my head. This is sad. What's going on with you, bro? What you got for the show?
I'm chilling. I was listening to the previous argument. I have similar sentiments. I'm a Boots fan, of course. I see how Devin can use the ring to cause Boots some difficulties, some struggles, but the only issue is can he win doing that? And we've seen Karen didn't win at all. He lost 2 straight fights. You can give him some rounds in the second fight, but in the first fight, he got washed. And in the second fight, it was a little bit more competitive. But the only issue is he was there. He was taking more risks jumping in and fighting fire with fire, which Boots had more firepower at the time. So I see how Devin can use the ring, and I feel like Devin's footwork is a little bit more world level than Karen because he's proved it on bigger stages. But the problem is, can he have a winning strategy against Boots? Boots has a very high output, and if Karen was there to fight with Boots in both fights, he would have got stopped, and that's very evident. And I feel like if he was in the pocket a lot more, if the fight went the full distance, which I don't think he would, Boots would have had like 1,000 punches or something like of that stat. So Timothy Bradley saying that Teofimo Lopez has a bigger output than Boots and Ennis. All the fights that went 12 was against someone that was more mobile, and Boots couldn't get his feet set. So I think, in my opinion, Devin probably is stylistically the toughest fight for Boots. But everybody, other than that, Boots washes everybody at 147.
There's not a single tough fight for Jerron Boots Ennis at 147 pounds, bro. His tough fights are gonna
I gotta disagree with you. I gotta disagree. But go ahead, make your point.
That's fine. That's what we up here for. Like you was agreeing a lot. I'm trying to see. It's debate day. I'm trying to debate shit. So
Okay.
ain't nobody competitive with Boots Ennis at that weight, bro. His competitive fights are gonna come at 154 pounds, and the damn show ain't gonna be a dude who shrunk himself down to 135 pounds for the majority of his career, coming up to 147. That's gonna be able to do anything with him, bro. Shout out to my dog. Hold on, give me a second. Shout out to my dog. Gregory, G Brown is what I'll call him, with the 2-piece in the Cash App. I appreciate you, big dog. Thank you so much. And then we got, let me see here. Then we got my dog, Nate with the 2-piece in the super chat. Say, what up, KO? What up, bro? Salute to you. Yeah, ain't nobody, bro. These dudes too small, man. 135 pounder moving up is too small. And then the guys at 147 is currently there, like Brian Norman Jr. He got a puncher's chance. That's it. These dudes can't fight with Boots in this, man. That's why I want Boots to move up if he can't get these unification fights, because it's just dry at 147. Ain't nobody competitive with him, bro. Definitely not a dude in Devin Haney that's running from Jose Ramirez, washed up, don't want to engage, don't want to exchange with him. What he gonna do? The best thing he can do is what? Not get knocked out. That's it, bro. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna win fights running away the whole goddamn time against Jerron Boots Henderson. Boots, unlike Jose Ramirez, he gonna pull that trigger enough to where it's gonna be evident that you running from him. He's not gonna just get in front of you and not pull the goddamn trigger. And Boots Ennis is also, I hope, for the sake of Devin and anybody else, I hope they don't try that Karen shit again, because Boots is one of these dudes that's in the lab, that's a gym rat, that's always working, and you best believe he was working on how to cut off the ring after that Karen fight. So if somebody does try to run from him and he done figured out how to cut the ring off, man, it's a problem. And if your biggest flaw is you struggle with niggas running from you, then it's gonna be hard to beat. Like, that's literally his only flaw, bro. Like, his biggest flaw is, damn, bro, I might struggle to stop somebody if a nigga just run from me the whole fight. I still a 12 zip him. I still a win 120 to 108 on all the scorecards. But if he run from me, I just might not look good doing it. But I still 12 zip him because I'm good enough to still be the one throwing punches, still elusive enough to where you're not gonna stop on a dime and catch Boots with no hot shit. If you running from him, you're not gonna win, bro. So none of his fights at 140, either niggas getting stopped or they run away from him the whole time trying to goddamn survive, bro. There's no tough fight at 147 pounds for him. His tough fight is at 154, maybe against like a Jesus Ramos, a Virgil Ortiz, a Bakram Murtazali, of guys that'll probably stand, be able to exchange, maybe take his power better, and then expose some of the flaws he has in his defense, and then catch him with some hot shit, and maybe they hitting hard at 154, and now they can probably put him in a little bit of trouble. That's why the only one I give a shot is Brian Norman Jr., because Brian Norman Jr. do got crack. He do got a puncher's chance, and Boots can be a little lackluster with his defense sometimes. And if Brian Norman Jr. catch him and crack him, okay, now you got a ball game. But these dudes coming from 135 that ain't strong, that ain't got no power, man, them niggas ain't. Come on, man.
So what is your argument to people saying that he has no defense when he's a primarily an offensive fighter? Can use defense when he wants to, but his primary objective is to knock you out and entertain the fans.
I think he can be defensive when he wants to, and I'd rather you fight like him, because he may you have lapses in his defense or whatever, and sometimes he can not see punches as well as he should, but he's so offensive that he don't lose rounds. So I don't care. The only way it'll come back, the only way you got to worry about it is if somebody hit him and hurt him. You always want to have good defense, but I like the revolution of boxing. I like where boxing is going, where guys are having to fight, where we not rewarding this boring ass bullshit that these dudes trying to pull over on us. I ain't got no problem with Boots, but do you got anything else? Because we ain't really debating it. I'm trying to
I came on the wrong day. We have the similar views. I appreciate it. I like a lot of your videos, yo. So I'll catch you on another day, man. Appreciate it.
All right, take it easy. Shout out to Joseph Johnson. 5-piece, no biscuit in the super chat. He said absolutely nothing, just showing love to the channel. Appreciate that, Joseph. We got Jupe coming through with 10 of them things, 10-piece, no biscuit in the super chat. She say, I think Devin and Boots is more of a skill deficit than a size issue. Boots just fight closer to his true size. It could be a part of why Devin's struggling now got to be used to being same size or smaller. Yeah, I think Boots Ennis more powerful, more skilled, slips and rip shots better, way better inside fighter, stiff jab, way more athletic. He just better. Like he just better, bro. Like I feel like Devin Haney and Jerron Boots Ennis is like talking about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, bro. I don't mean to sound like I'm being harsh or whatever, but that's the gap to me. Like, it's like when people try to make a conversation between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, man. Like, the only thing that they got in common is that they came out at the same time in terms of being in the draft and shit. Like, that's not a real rivalry, bro. Like, Angel Reese can't tie her tennis shoe. It's a manufactured shit. You know, like it's manufactured. This shit is manufactured, bro. By Devin Haney fans that want you to believe that he's generational. Want you to believe he once of a kind. Nigga, that's what Boots Ennis is, bro. It's like a nigga coming to you and being like, yeah, bro, you see that rivalry going on between LeBron James and Patrick Beverly? And nigga, they gonna look at you sideways. That's Jerron Ennis and Devin Haney at 147 pounds, bro. Frequent Flyer is the biggest Devin Haney fan that I know, bro. And he would go to bat for Devin Haney. This nigga just accidentally admitted, yeah, Boots Ennis is bigger. He's stronger than Devin. Oh, and he can do way more. He's great at everything. I can't necessarily say Devin great at everything. That's a Devin Haney diehard telling you that shit, bro. Came up this bitch to argue on behalf of Devin and then turned around saying, well, yeah, Boots is great at everything. And that nigga, his whole argument was not that Devin will win, nigga. I think it can be competitive. Like if he can just do what Karen did, just run away the whole time. Look, nigga, just run away. Use different angles to show your defense. Don't let your hands go, because if you let your hands go, he counter your ass. You might die. But it's garbage. Trey Hunter says Devin's resume is better, 100%. He's fought a Hall of Famer in Lomachenko. He's become undisputed before. Jerron Boots Ennis hasn't. But that don't make him a better fighter. See, I saw you over there on BFTB shit, and I know you just a troll, but I don't mind it. He kicked your ass out and hit you with a good Lord split you and shit. I'ma just cook you. I'ma just cook you and ask you questions. Since you won't type and shit, who's the better fighter, Devin Haney or Vasily Lomachenko? Yeah, who the better fighter? Trey Hunter. Who the better fighter? Trey Hunter. Who the better fighter? Devin Haney or Vasily Lomachenko? Who the better fighter? Don't forget how to type. 817, what up, homie? He say Devin. B. Hayes, what up? I'm talking to Trey Hunter, though. Who the better fighter, bro? Devin Haney or Vasily Lomachenko? Hood Rich, what up? Niggas forget how to type. It's a trap. I can't answer the question. This nigga don't ask questions for no reason. This nigga KO don't be asking questions for no reason. It's a reason. I just can't figure it out. I guess he left. Guess he gone. Guess he dipped out. Cornelius Bennett, what up? Or Burnett, what up? The point I was making was Devin was proved to be the better fighter because he won the fight, but Lomachenko has a better resume. So talking about somebody's resume in trying to explain why they're better than somebody, that don't work. Dev beat him. He's better than Loma. But Lomachenko got a better resume. Resume don't mean shit when it comes to who the better fighter is what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you, bro. Like miss me with the resume talk shit, bro. Miss me with the resume talk shit. Guess what? If we really want to get granular with this shit, which I can, guess what? Thomas Delorme got a better resume than Jerron Boots Ennis. Nigga, don't make me really. I am him, bro. Recall memory of motherfucker. Thomas Delorme has a better resume than Jerron Boots Ennis. That nigga was in the ring with Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford. Yep. Who the better fighter between Jerron Boots Ennis and Thomas Delorme? Yuriokis Gamboa has a better resume than Gervonta Davis. He been in the ring with Devin. He been in the ring with Tank. He been in the ring with Bud. And he ain't a better fighter than none of them. Y'all niggas gotta stop this shit, man. Y'all gotta say them surface level arguments for motherfuckers that don't know boxing, bro. Like, that shit doesn't work over here, nigga. Resume. The resume, nigga. Who got the better resume? You know how many fighters got resumes and shit? Come on, man. Canelo Alvarez resume better than motherfucking Dimitri Bivol. Who better though? Hey, man, this nigga Canelo got way more champions, way more Hall of Famers. He got the best resume between him and Dimitri Bivol. Who the better fighter? Who the better fighter? Shout out to Juke, man. 2-piece, no biscuit in the super chat. Says, if Haney asks for Boots, I'm sure DAZN makes it next. Nah, DAZN ain't fucking with Devin like that. Hell no. They not fucking with him like that. Juke, they throwing Devin on undercards and shit, bro. Shakur fans and Devin fans think that DAZN and Turk and them really fucking with them like that. No, nigga, they fucking with. They not. Y'all better pay attention, man. Y'all better pay attention. I know you rocking with Shakur and shit, and I know you just like boxing in general. You always got some good things to say, but I don't think Devin got pulled over at DAZN like that. Oh, okay. LOL. No. DAZN would love to feed Boots someone. Oh, they'll do it for Boots. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down. That I can fuck with. You was giving the Boots angle. Yeah, I think they'll do whatever for Boots right now. They believe in him. Eddie believe in Eddie. Like, nigga, put him in front of him. Put him in front of him. He gonna whoop everybody's ass. Rich, I see you backstage. Give me a second. AT Smooth asked me to check my email. Let me see what he dropped off to you, boy. What you drop off, AT Smooth? I don't see nothing. You thought his contract was finished with Eddie? I ain't heard nothing about that. I ain't heard nothing about it. Yeah, Canelo a strategic cherry pick a motherfucker. 817. I agree. Them names still on there though. AT Smooth, what did you send me, bro? Let me let Rich up here. Rich, you in the car. What's up?
What's up with my boy? Oh, wait, it's too loud in this motherfucker?
Yeah.
What about now?
You good now? What's happening with you?
What's up with you, player?
Chilling, fam. What's good? What you got for the show, man? It's smoke day. It's debate day, so.
Yeah, man. I kind of, I mean, obviously, my boy looked kind of flat last fight, but
that's a lot coming from you.
No. I'm a real nigga. I'm gonna say it how it is. You feel me? My boy looked flat, but
Yeah.
Shit. Nah, what you was cooking on, man? Let me hear what you cooking on. I was in here, bro.
I ain't had an opportunity to cook on nothing yet. Niggas coming up here debating me on whatever they want to debate me on. So if you ain't got no smoke, you can hop backstage. Then you can listen. If you hear something, then you're welcome to hit the link. But I'm just debating people that won't smoke today, bro. That's all.
Let me say this. Boots Ennis, though, he's a killer, right? He's a great fighter. I got nothing but respect for him. I think he's one of the best in the world. Period. Right.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's crazy to debate if Devin could beat that nigga or not. I don't think that's crazy because from what I've noticed with Boots Ennis, he looked great when a motherfucker is sitting right in front of him with that high guard in his with the high guard on him. He looked great against a motherfucker like that. But as soon as you implement any type of lateral movement using the whole ring, which is not running, I think that's casual to call that shit running. Whenever you use the whole ring against Boots, what Boots does is he's real knockout hungry. So he's loading up on shots and he's not really looking like, I mean, obviously you're not going to look the same against somebody who don't move around as much as you do as you look as when you fighting somebody who do move around. So obviously it ain't gonna look the same, but I can't say that it doesn't look. I can say it damn near looks nowhere near as sharp, and the IQ don't be there when he be having to chase a motherfucker around the ring. As a matter of fact, I can go as far as to say I saw him fight the Karen nigga twice, and both times he couldn't cut the ring off. Really, even though I like the second fight a little bit more, but both times he couldn't cut the ring off. And I would say that, yeah, if Devin was to go in there and be using his feet like he did against Ramirez and also wasn't throwing punches, then yeah, then it'd be like, what the fuck is we even watching? But if the nigga Devin was to let his hands go, which is also debatable, we got to see if he ever will do that again. Because what we just seen from the, hey, wait, can you hear me, KO?
I can hear you loud and clear. I'm just letting you talk, bro.
No, yeah. Because what we just seen from the nigga, that ain't how he usually fight, and we all know why he look like that type shit. Whether it's ring rust or whether it's gun shyness, or we got to see if he'll ever get over that. And if he was to get over that, I think he could give Boots real big problems because he not just some fucking chump off the street. You feel what I'm saying? It's not that. You feel what I'm saying? If he would have let his hands go, he would have got Ramirez out of there fairly early, and we wouldn't be having the same type of conversations. It's real nuanced. Like, nobody can say that when the nigga let his hands go, he didn't look good. It's just that he didn't let his hands go. And if you don't let your hands go in there, then shit, motherfuckers other than just Boots Ennis will fuck around and fuck you over type shit. But
Here's
we just
why I
got to
say
see.
all of that. Here's why I say it's crazy to think in Devin Haney's current state that he could
Yeah.
do anything with Jerron Boots Ennis. Is because a lot of shit that you said. I think you did a lot, and you said a lot that proved my point. Like, if you're thinking that Devin Haney is gonna beat Boots Ennis, that means you're trusting that he's gonna get back what it looked like he lost, and you got to
Yeah.
see that first. And are you sure that the first time you want that tested is in the ring with Jerron Boots Ennis?
Yeah, that's all real. Yeah, you can't really
Like, like,
argue
like,
with that.
like, are we sure? Like, okay, I don't know if he gonna let his hands go. I don't know if he trusts himself again. Does he trust his chin? Let's put him in there with Boots and find out. I don't
Yeah,
know if that's the. I
yeah,
don't
I'm
know if
not
that's
with
the
that.
nigga. I don't
I'm
know
not
if
with
that's the
that.
nigga that you want to do that with, bro.
Yeah, nah, I'm not with that either. I think that's bad business. I honestly,
And then you say and then the Boots fights that he struggled against, that he didn't look his best against, where he against the both Karen fights. Well,
yeah,
in
it
the
was
second
Karen fights
Karen
for real.
fight, yeah, in the second Karen fight, it wasn't competitive. He put him down and he won 119 to 107 on one scorecard, 117 to 109 on another, and 116 to 110 on another scorecard. And then in the first fight where Karen ran from him, he won 120 to 108 on all the scorecards. So
Nah,
if
yeah,
that's
and
struggling, if
scorecards
your
is
way to
one
make
thing.
if your way to make a unified champion that's a dog like that look bad, if the only way you can make him look bad is by running away from him, bro. If that's his weakness, like, yo, if a nigga just try to survive against me, then I might not look my best. Then, bro, I think niggas got problems on their hands, man. like you can't, like, Devin. And this is not just Devin, Rich. Any a nigga that started at 135 pounds that's coming to 147, they not the one, bro. Boots competition is at either 154, 160. The 147 pounders and the niggas that's coming up to 147, they can't fuck with him, Rich. They can't do nothing with him, dog.
Well, one
They
thing
can't
for
do
damn
nothing with him,
sure.
bro.
One thing for damn sure, I know for a fact that Teofimo Lopez does not want to fight that nigga. Like, I don't know. I know for a fact, like, that's not the style to do it, bro. But this is the thing. That's why I was talking about with that whole running shit. I watched both of them Karen fights. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, and I also am a big fan of Sugar Ray Leonard and shit as well, right? I
Mm-hmm.
don't call what the fuck I just seen from Karen, Skull. Devin, Shakur.
Nah,
I don't call
you can't
any of that.
compare that shit to
No, no,
Ray
no,
Leonard, bro.
no, no,
Go
no.
Ray
Stop.
Leonard.
We would
Ray
have
Leonard
to.
was throwing blows, bro. What
Hey,
Skull
yo.
did, what Devin did, what T.O. did to Arnold Barboza, bro, that's not what Ray Leonard would stop on a dime and let off 4, 5, 6 of them things. When it was time to rumble, that nigga would rumble with your ass, bro. These
Look,
niggas
hear
not
me
doing
out.
that.
Hear
They're
me
not doing
out.
it.
I'm not.
It's not the same
I
thing.
wouldn't have thrown T.O. in there either. T.O. didn't. I wouldn't. I wasn't throwing T.O. in there. I'm saying, right. I'm talking strictly on that Karen performance, right? A
The first one.
motherfucker. It don't say. Yeah, the first one. No, first one and the second one. He utilizes that footwork, I would say, beautifully. I don't have a problem with that because using every square inch of the ring is the reason why they make the ring 20 inches by 20 feet by 20 feet or 18 by 18 or 4. There's no rule in there saying that you can't use your lateral movement and use every inch of the ring, right? And it's up to the other motherfucker in the ring to cut the ring off. So I don't call a lot of that shit running. What I will call running is if a motherfucker literally turned their back and it like kind of like what Ryan was doing when he was fighting Devin. Turning your back is running, but utilizing lateral movement, I can't call that running. And with that being said, I don't think Jerron Boots Ennis won, you feel me, 12 rounds to 0 versus Karen both times. I didn't see that shit either one of those times. I think he beat him both of them times, but all that 119, 108 shit, I didn't see that type of fight. You feel what I'm saying? I'm seeing I'm
Man,
seeing wins.
I feel like this, Rich.
Go ahead, go
I
ahead.
feel like this, Rich. I hear what you're saying, bro. But to me, what Karen did, what Skull did, what Devin did against Ramirez, what Shakur did against Edwin, the reason I call it running, bro, is because I know what masterclass boxing look like. I'll use your favorite fighter as an example. What Devin did against Ramirez, to me, that's running. What he
Uh
did against Regis Prograis, nigga, that's boxing, bro.
well
That's
it was just
boxing.
it's two
That's
totally
that's
different things.
boxing. Shakur Stevenson, what he did against Jamel Herring, bro. What he did against him, that's boxing.
But
That's
it's different
defense.
though. That's
That's the sweet
different though.
science. The Edwin shit, that's not it, bro. That's
No,
not
no,
it,
no.
bro. There's a
I won't
huge difference, bro.
I won't call that shit. I won't call it sweet science or nothing like that. That's not the point. The point is that if a motherfucker was to go watch that Sugar Ray Leonard and the Roberto Duran too, like Sugar Ray Leonard doesn't stand in front of a motherfucker and just exchange punches. I mean, he does it with certain fights, but certain fights that shit just it's not even smart to do. You feel
But
what
he
I'm saying?
stopped on the dime. But he stopped on the dime with Roberto and was taxing his ass. He was active the whole time. He was sticking and moving. These niggas just moving, Rich. He's
Look.
sticking and moving. These niggas
I'm
just
not
moving.
saying
They
these
forgetting
aren't
half
master
of the
class
shit, bro.
performances. I'm not saying these are master class performances.
No,
I'm
it's not
actually
even
no.
boxing, bro. It's
No, no,
half
no.
of the
No,
game. These
It's
niggas, they one-sided fighters, bro. They moving, but they forgetting to stick a motherfucker. They
no.
move,
This shit
stick.
didn't look good.
Ray
I'm
Leonard
not
was
even talking about
moving,
Shakur. Fuck
sticking,
Shakur. I'm
moving,
talking about what
sticking,
Devin did.
moving. Like, bro,
I'm talking. Wait.
dog.
So in terms of the Skull and
Dog.
Canelo shit, right? How much of the blame do you put on the nigga Canelo for not? Because that nigga didn't throw any punches. You feel what I'm saying?
He didn't throw shit. He didn't cut off the ring. He looked like trash. But here's my
Yeah. So
thing.
he looked like
Here-
shit.
here's my thing. He looked like shit. Now, and I don't like Canelo either. But I'm always, regardless of who it is, I'm always side with the nigga that's at least trying to fight, bro. If a
But
fight is trash, right? If a fight is trash, and it's cause niggas ain't throwing no punches, niggas ain't letting their hands go, I'ma always look at the nigga that was running away as the person that I'ma blame the most. Cause at least the other nigga, he was chasing the nigga. He was chasing the nigga. It's like with your if you got kids, right? And both your kids they not passing their classes or whatever. You're probably more lenient on the one that's at least they trying. At least they going to tutoring, bro. At least they studying and shit. They probably just can't get the material right now. You're gonna be much harder on the kid that's not even trying, that's late to class, that's skipping class. That's the analogy that I'm giving here. The fight is trash. In the analogy, at least Canelo is the kid that's trying, the nigga moving forward. He want to fight. He ain't running from the nigga. Skull and Haney and Shakur, they're the kid that's not even going to the tutoring session, not even showing up to the goddamn class. They're skipping the class and shit because they not even trying. They're trying to suck the air out the room, bro. They're trying to just suck the life out of the fight and make the shit as boring as possible. That's why they'll get majority of the criticism. I think Rich had to take a call, y'all. Shout out to Jup with the 2-piece. I already read hers. Shout out to my dog Paid in Full with the 2-piece in the super chat. KO, why Tank they go to when they have no argument? Because, man, people know that I'm a Tank Davis fan, bro. They know that I rock with Tank. So when we talking about they favorites and stuff, people bring up Tank. That's just how I go. Shout out to Humble
KO, I ain't
Dragger.
say shit about Tank.
No, he wasn't talking about you. I'm late on the super chat. That's the super chat that got dropped like 15 minutes ago, dog. Shout out Humble Dragger with the 20-piece. No biscuit in the super chat. He say, for your dedication and for protecting the integrity of the sport. We love over pushing false narratives and posting clickbait to fast track the channel. He said with no, I think you meant with no. But anyway, shout out to my dog Home Dragon. That's why you and Just Do, my top boxing YouTube creators, grind fire 100. Yeah, shout out to my dog Just Do Boxing. We got the same birthday, my Taurus brother. Shout out to 2 Cents Boxing with the $5.50 piece. No biscuit in the super chat. So Devin wasn't running, but Charlo was. Charlo landed more than 70 punches. The double standards are crazy. Y'all don't be honest about these fighters.
Wait.
Go ahead, Rich. You can get the last word. I got somebody behind you, but you can get the last word. Go ahead, fam.
But I don't even remember bringing up Charles, and I'm not even saying what the fuck the nigga Devin. I don't even, you feel me? I'm already talking into the game. The nigga Devin didn't look good. You feel me? The last fight, he won every round and all that, but you can look bad in a win type shit. But my whole argument is that the nigga Devin is finished. I'm saying, as a fan of the sport type shit, we still don't know. We got to see. I wouldn't say that Boots Ennis would just destroy him, but I will still have to see. Teofimo Lopez does not want to fight Boots. For some reason, he just don't want to fight Devin, so he want to divert the energy off of that. And yeah, that's where I'm gonna end this shit, KO. I'm gonna come fuck with niggas though. I ain't been back on the YouTube in a minute.
That's all good. I know you be sticking and moving, bro. But you be out in the street. Every time I talk to you in the goddamn car on the move. Just be safe out there, man, and keep doing you.
And shit. I just had a
congratulations, man. Congratulations. Yeah, man. Raise that baby up right to be a real man, man. These boys, they need their father. So salute to you, man.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna tap in with you, KO, man. You be safe out here, man.
I'm always here, man. I appreciate you. Take it easy, fam.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Rich, man. That's my dog right there. Be in and out. Frequent, you came back for more, nigga.
You told me I could come back.
Yeah, man. You back for more. I don't want to talk about Boots and Devin no more. You gonna make me talk about this shit some more, man.
No, I was gonna leave the Boots and Devin alone because it seemed like you just don't understand or you don't see it something. But I did want to ask you though, what's your definition of a competitive fight? Because I heard you say that the Boots versus Karen second fight wasn't a competitive fight. I thought that was a competitive fight. Even though Boots imposed his will later on, but he hit Boots with some heat though.
A competitive fight to me is a fight that when I feel like watching, I don't know who won.
Oh, dang, that's crazy then.
That's competitive. Competitive means
nobody can. So it can't be competitive before somebody get knocked out, before somebody get caught.
Yeah.
So why you say so you want definitely know who won if somebody get knocked out?
No. You can have a competitive fight and get knocked out. It could have been going either way. Could be 4-4 on the scorecards, 5-5, and then somebody gets stopped. That's competitive, bro. Competitive is when the fight is over with. It could have went either way, or since we're talking boxing, if somebody gets a stoppage, but boy, it was nip and tuck until they got the stoppage. It was close, or they could have been losing until they got the stoppage, or anything like that. Like competitive mean the fight was close until it's over. And if that means it's a decision, that means when them scorecards is red, knees is weak and palms is sweaty because niggas don't know who won if they favorite fighter won or lost. And then
I don't think competitive and being close is the same thing. Like, if the person's fighting back and they getting some good shots in, like Karen caught Boots a lot of time, like Boots to the point where people were saying that Boots get hit too much. That's when he fought Karen in that second fight because Karen was landing some shots, some heavy bombs on Boots.
He wasn't winning no round.
Because we know Boots is better and everything. Boots got a granite chin and all of that, but Boots imposed his will on him.
That's like saying in a basketball game, one team scored 35 in a quarter and the other team scored 15 in the quarter, but the quarter was competitive because the team that scored 15 hit 5 threes.
No,
That nigga, that's
that's
not competitive just because you hit some
that's
shots.
different. That's
No, it's
different.
not,
You
bro.
talking about
Competitive
yeah,
means
because
it's
you talking
close.
about boxing where you talking about boxing where one punch can change the whole fight. You know, somebody can be winning the fight and then get knocked out. So it's different in basketball. But let me get to the point that I really wanted to talk about this Devin versus Tio thing. I heard you saying that you think that that'll be a boring fight, that you think Devin is going to be on the back foot and Tio is going to be chasing. We only saw Devin fight using a lot of lateral movement in this last fight, though. You know, in the fight before that, he was front foot dominant, right? He was basically walking Ryan down. I mean, everybody agreed. Everybody was saying that was stupid for Devin to do. That was a bad game plan if that was the game plan. But one thing we know for sure is that Devin was moving forward. He was walking down, trying to walk Ryan down. And you know that's why Ryan was able to catch him with what he caught him with. You know, and the Ostarine too. You know, but with Tio, you know, I don't see why we think that Devin going to be running away from Tio. You know, and with the Ramirez fight, I think that the only reason that we saw that type of fight is because everybody thought that Devin was weak to the left hook over the jab, and so I'm pretty sure that Ramirez was thinking that he was going to counter, he was going to rush in and try to hit Devin with a left hook, and that's what it seemed like he was trying to do. He was trying to run, he was running to Dev, you know, trying to rush him, and so Dev was using lateral movement, and he kept doing it the whole fight, chasing instead of just meeting him in the middle of the ring. Every time they meet in the middle of the ring, he start running up on Dev, trying to, you know, throw hooks, and you know, he wasn't throwing no jabs and stuff, and you know, trying to just make it a fight. You know, he was trying to brawl Devin. So, of course, Devin going to use lateral movement, you know, against a puncher. It would be stupid for him to just stand there in the middle and exchange for him, just like Rich was saying, you know. That's, you know, I don't think that would be a smart fight for Devin to just stand there and exchange because y'all want him not to use lateral movement. He going to use all his tools he got.
So what's your argument that Tio and Devin is going to be competitive?
I think that'd be a good fight because I think if they make it a fight in the middle of the ring, we gonna see a good, skillful, tactical matchup. You know, if them two fight, Devin and Tio, I think that's a good fight. But I don't know why Tio been ducking Devin his whole career, dang near.
It's not a bad fight. It's just not better than the Devin and Ryan fight. And Devin has to prove to me that what you said is true about the Ramirez shit. And, he just did it like this and did it like that. Regis Prograis was much more dangerous than Jose Ramirez at the point when Devin fought him. He was champion. Jose Ramirez is coming off of years of looking regular. Regis and Devin fought Regis Prograis in a fashion that he didn't fight Jose Ramirez. Yes, he stood on business with Ryan Garcia and he was front foot dominant. But that fight took a lot out of him, it looks like, and he got to show me that he will stand on business again. And until I see it, I don't believe it because I believe my eyes. He looked.
But styles make fights, though, right, KO? Devin had some physical advantages over.
Devin and T.O. style don't go together. You're talking about two counter punchers that are most effective when they can keep the distance and walk you in the shots. Neither one of them like to be first, and as a result, there'll be a lot of posturing in that fight. There'll be a lot of dead spots in that fight.
I don't think Devin is a counter puncher though. Devin not a counter puncher though.
He is though.
I don't think Devin a counter puncher. We saw he wasn't counter punching when he wasn't counter punching when he fought Lomachenko. He wasn't counter punching when we saw him fight.
How do you think he landed using the body?
He was
flipping and ripping to the body, bro. What are you talking about?
Bro,
he was trying to land right hand counters and shit. What are you talking about, bro?
Bro, he was standing in the middle of the ring fighting Regis. He was standing in the middle of the ring fighting Lomachenko too. And Lomachenko didn't.
And then the fight with Ryan happened. And then he looked how he looked against Ramirez. He looked the worst that he's ever looked in his career.
How did he fight against Ryan? Was he a counter puncher in the Ryan fight?
He was rounds 2 through 6. Yes, bro.
No, he was walking Ryan down, man.
he
Come on,
walked
we ain't
around
gonna
and
change the narrative. We all
right
saw the same fight.
he countered with his jab. Yes, bro. He's a counter puncher. He likes to let you lead, keep the distance, and use your aggression against you, bro. He's a counter puncher by nature. That's what he does. That's what he does best, bro. And then by the time you finally get into him, get on him. He already landed a jab. He already landed the right hand. Let me grab you. Get the referee to break us up. We back at distance. I'm gonna school you some more. That's what he do, bro. TD Sports Talk. What up? That's what he do. That's who he's been. That's who he is. That's what he's best at. And then that's what
Cambosis.
two counter-punching fighters, two guys that don't like to let their hands go, that like to make you make mistakes and then capitalize off of them. They typically don't make for the most entertaining fights, bro.
So now Devin don't like to let his hands go now.
That's why T.O. and Barboza was such a bad fight.
So now Devin don't like to let his hands go.
That's why T.O. and Sandor Martin, T.O. and fucking Jermaine Ortiz. When you get two guys in the ring that don't like to lead the action, that like to kind of use your aggression against you, but they're neither one of them are great at being aggressive, you're gonna get a lot of dead spots and you're gonna get a lot of spots in the fight where it's not gonna be as fun to watch. That don't mean I don't want to see it. That don't mean it's not a good fight. But clearly, to me, the more meaningful fight, the fight that fans want to see the most, is clearly the Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia fight, bro.
Bro, nobody don't want to see Devin and Ryan fight no more, bro. Nobody don't want to see that fight. Ryan don't even want to see that fight, bro. Oscar De La Hoya don't even want to see that fight no more.
Now that's a duck move on Oscar De La Hoya part. I'm talking about fans. That's the biggest fight. I'm talking about Turkey. I'm talking about everybody that's fans of this goddamn
Turkey
sport.
said he don't want the fight no more either, bro. Turkey was vocal about that. He said he don't want to see that fight. He said he's not interested in that fight no more either.
Said at the Shakur Stevenson and Williams Zepeda press conference that he wants to make the Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia fight. He just said that. Those are his last public words. What are you talking about?
He said it again. Well, he went, he must be going back and forth on it. Like,
he just said it during the Shakur Stevenson Williams Zepeda press conference. When he called into the press conference, he said we're looking to make Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia, bro.
No, okay.
That's his last public comments.
Yeah, I know. I don't want. I'm not really interested.
You didn't watch the press conference?
I ain't see it. I think Ryan need to build himself back up, man. I don't think that'd be a good fight. But back to what Devin, what we saw.
Devin don't need to build himself back up. What if Ryan loses again, or what if Devin looks like shit again, or what if he loses again? They need to fight right now. Isn't the way that they performed, isn't that an indication that they need to fight sooner rather than later? That's why immediate rematches are important, bro. You can't go off and try to say, I'll just do the rematch later, right? Because if you just do the rematch later, then you end up maybe not getting to the rematch. To be honest, KO,
I really don't think that Devin need to wait on Ryan out like that. I don't think he need that fight for real.
What you mean wait on him? They just need to fight next, bro.
Ryan cheated in the first fight, and he looked like absolute trash when they made him not cheat. So I really don't think that we need to see that fight, bro. I think Ryan need to prove.
Bro, you cannot
Ryan
take credit.
To fight more than Devin
Ryan
need to fight.
Look, Rolly Romero beat him, not Devin Haney, bro. You cannot try to just take credit for what Rolly did, bro. You can't do that.
I'm not saying, I ain't saying nothing about taking credit for what Rolly did, but let me ask you this then. So,
we don't, bro, do you know that that's what that means frequent? When you say things like, hey, bro, I don't even need to see the fight no more because we already seen what he looked like against Rolly without Osterine. You basically saying, bro, like, yeah, Rolly already exposed him, so Devin don't got to. Like, nah, bro, that's not how boxing works. You can't take
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that we saw that Ryan was cheating. We saw that Ryan was cheating, bro. We saw how he looked when he was cheating. We saw how he looked when he don't cheat. That's what I'm saying. They don't got nothing to do with Rolly for real.
Ryan been cheating. He was cheating against Oscar Duarte. He didn't look that good.
He was a cheater. We saw what he looked like when he cheat, and we saw what he looked like when he made not to cheat.
Bro.
So
it's still a big fight. It's still a fight people want to see. People want to know.
Okay, so we know we ain't gonna get that fight because Oscar De La Hoya and the fighter don't want to fight. So what's wrong with the Devin? So what's wrong with the Devin versus
Listen to me, fam. Listen to me.
What's wrong with Devin versus Tio then?
There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. But the fight that's more desirable to fight fans is the Devin and Ryan rematch, bro.
Even if that was true, Ryan and Oscar De La Hoya don't want the smoke, bro. They don't want the smoke.
Well, since they don't want the smoke,
Then we need to see Ryan. I mean, Devin versus Tio.
Devin
Then
Haney versus Jerron Boots Ennis, or
Rolly?
Devin Haney versus Mario Barrios.
Devin Haney versus Rolly.
No. And
Mario Barrios about to fight Pacquiao.
Devin Haney versus Boots or Devin Haney versus Brian Norman. I don't want to see Devin Haney fight anybody that y'all shitted on Tank Davis for fighting. So let's erase Rolly. Let's erase Barrios.
I mean, yeah, that's fair game, but I think
Brian Norman Jr.
Yeah, I like them fights too. I like them fights, but
yeah,
you harping on it. You was harping on the Ryan Garcia fight.
That was the last call of this, bro. I want to see Teofimo Lopez get beat up because of how his racist comments. I want to see Teofimo Lopez be made to pay and be punished for his racist comments. I actually agree with Bill Haney when he says we want to beat the N-word out of Teofimo Lopez, where he won't even say nothing that starts with the letter N.
I know you think Devin just won't do it, though.
Between Devin Haney and Jerron Boots Ennis, the person that can do that is Jerron Boots Ennis, not Devin Haney, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I would rather see him and Devin fight because we was looking for that fight for a longer time than Boots.
We were looking for that fight at 135, 140. Devin a welterweight now.
Yeah, and Tio trying to move up to welterweight though.
When it was
Tio trying to come up there though.
When it was motherfucking 135, y'all screamed for Devin to fight the best fighters available. When it was motherfucking 140, y'all wanted Devin to fight the best in the division. But at 147, y'all, why y'all ain't screaming for him to fight the best in the division there?
We is, bro. They don't want to fight.
You've been talking to me about Tio.
Tio trying to move up there.
I said the best in the 147-pound division.
Yeah, Devin ain't get up there yet.
What you mean?
He ain't get up there yet. He fought at 144, right?
Welterweight.
Huh?
Anything between 140 and 147 is welterweight.
Yeah, well, Tio up there too. Tio trying to go up there, right?
The only time a Devin Haney fan will tell me, man, I want to see him fight Norman. Man, I want to see him fight Boots is if I bring it up first. Y'all not calling for that shit. Y'all calling for another 135 moving up with Devin.
What's wrong with that? Because that's one of the four kings. That's one of the people that we call the four kings: Devin, Ryan, Tank, and Teofimo. So we want to see all those guys mix it up. So it don't matter if one move up, keep moving up with them, or they both moving up. We still want to see the fight, bro.
He's not at 140. He's at 147. Why don't y'all want to press for him to fight the best at 147 pounds?
He ain't fight at 147 yet, bro. He easing his way up there.
Bro. Shout out to Isaiah with the 2-piece in the super chat. He says Devin's advantage is he will sue the shit out of you. Damn.
Yeah, that's what. If he gonna do anything with Ryan, I think he should sue him.
Yeah, he should.
That's what he should do. Sue him. He should sue him. He definitely should, bro. No, he don't want to fight him, bro. What excuse you got now, bro, for him not to sue him, bro? You were saying get it back in blood, but now Ryan cowering away like he was doing in the ring, turning his back. So whatever thing he need to sue him, bro.
It's just a weak ass move, bro. It's just weak.
Maybe if he sue him, he could sue him into fighting him, having to fight him again.
The PR move is I told y'all I wanted to smoke with that nigga. I tried to make the rematch. This bitch ass nigga ducking me, and just leave it at that. Don't go back to the suing shit. That's when all the memes come up. That's when niggas start clowning them again.
Man, don't nobody care about them, man. Only people trying to clown them is people who hate Devin Haney already, man.
Nah, bro.
I'm saying I'm one of the biggest Devin Haney fans, and I say suing.
The nigga that cheated him. He need to just fight a motherfucker, man.
He cheated him, bro. He cheated him.
Else, bro. Stop giving this nigga bad advice, please, Devin Haney fans. It is bad advice to sue in boxing. You're not a regular nigga, man. You are a boxer. You are a fighter. You are a warrior, bro. It is going to be frowned upon.
Didn't Floyd Mayweather sue Ortiz for headbutting him in the ring, bro?
No, bro. No, dog.
He did.
Dog. Nigga gonna get cooked and his shit gonna be shot. Promoters already don't hardly want to work with the nigga, bro. Just take it.
So you cheat me. So you cheat me and make my stock go down, like y'all like to say, and then you turn around and don't want to fight me, and I still shouldn't sue you.
Nah, bro, you shouldn't.
I
If you want
don't know, bro.
to be able, if you want to be able to do that shit, then you shouldn't have chose the profession of fighting, bro.
So fighters can sue. Fighters can sue. I see what you see. How you see it. Fighters can't sue for nothing.
And if you want to look no further, look at everybody in fighting, bro. From niggas
Deontay Wilder was suing. Deontay Wilder was suing.
Fighter is like, yeah, you don't do that shit, bro.
Deontay Wilder was suing Fury for not for trying not to fight him, bro.
He was suing Fury to fight him.
Yeah, Devin should sue Ryan to fight him at this point.
You didn't say that.
I didn't say that. I said he won't fight him. I said maybe he'll fight him if he sue him.
He ain't got no grounds. He ain't got no grounds, bro, to do that because there's unless hold on. Unless Bill was telling the truth, which I doubt, unless it was something in their contract. Because remember, the Turkey said, and Devin and Ryan, they were acting like the fight is already signed between Devin and Ryan.
Yep, they said they signed for 3 fights.
Let me finish, dog. If in that paperwork it says something about, yo, I'm dropping a lawsuit, but we got to fight and all that, like if there's paperwork around that, then yes, sue the fighter's ass. Sue to get that motherfucker in the ring, but suing to get money and unjust enrichment and battery and all, nah, bro, let that shit go, dog. Let that shit go. But if you're suing to get it back, if you're trying to go to arbitration to get it back like Deontay did, okay, I'm fucking with it. I'm fucking with that. But if you're suing to try to get some money, if you're suing to try to have a case for battery or unjust enrichment or, oh, he hurt my market value, nah, bro. But if you're suing for the fight, I'm fucking with it. Now we know Bill is one of the biggest fucking liars in the world. Like straight up, just lies his fucking ass off. But if what he's saying, I don't know
where y'all be seeing these lies or hearing these lies, bro. Go ahead.
You get the fight, bro. Yes, 100%. I agree. I agree with that. But don't sue him to try to get no money and shit, bro. That's nigga. You just gonna start up all the shit he went through in 2024. Y'all's advice is just gonna have that nigga going through all that shit all over again. And you can say that you don't care, but clearly that nigga care because he responded to it every day. His daddy responded to it every day. He punching niggas at the fair, assaulting niggas at the fair and shit because he's so worried about what niggas were saying about him, bro.
Like, how we know that's what that was about at the fair, bro?
He don't need to do that shit, bro. He don't need to do that shit. Nigga, he took a huge hit for trying to sue a motherfucker in fighting. If you want the ability to sue somebody, go get in another profession, be something else. But if you're going to be a fighter, nigga, if you're going to fight for a living, you can't be suing niggas.
I don't think that's what he took the hit from. I think he took the hit from his image, how it looked when Ryan Garcia cheated him, bro.
Niggas didn't.
He damaged his brand, bro, by cheating him and making it look a certain way. And then you got fools out here talking about, I can't unsee it, man. I can't unsee it. He beat Devin. It was the left hook.
Yeah, and they said they can't unsee it because you can sue all you want to, Devin. We ain't gonna unsee that. You can get your little.
Yeah, that's why he should sue, because y'all can't unsee it, bro. We can't unsee that, bro. So sue him.
Okay. And you're gonna be right back where you was in 2024, bro.
Yeah, that's all I got, man.
At this point, if Ryan and Oscar duck him, the play is to just let Bill Haney go on his whole campaign and let Devin Haney fans go on their whole campaign. Oh, he ducked. It really was the Osterine. Him ducking prove it was the Osterine. That nigga didn't want no smoke. He know he can't beat Devin clean. And y'all just talk y'all shit that way, bro. You just talk your shit that way. You move on. Let Devin do whatever the fuck he gonna do. But if you go back into the lawsuit shit again, bro, it's gonna be what it was in 2024. Shit ain't gonna be good, bro. It's not gonna be good for him, his brand, none of that shit.
DHP is a business, bro. They lost a lot of money off of that cheating, bro.
Right now, bro. They got their foot on his neck right now. He looking like a duck. Oscar saying what he's saying. If they truly duck Devin and they don't fight him next, and Devin was ready to fight, you lean into that shit. You make yourself look like a dog. You make yourself look like you wanted all the smoke. You make yourself look like Ryan was running from you. He the duck. He didn't want no smoke. You don't fuck around and go back to
he ain't got to make it look like that. We can see with our own eyes that that's what he doing, bro. He ain't got to make nothing look like it.
All right, bro. Okay.
All
right, bro.
All right.
When y'all get them jokes and them memes and all that shit.
Hey, man, that don't mean nothing, man. That don't do nothing, man.
Yeah, it did something to Devin and Bill. They cared about it. They cared about it. responding to it, mad at it. Bill going off on niggas.
No,
I'm telling you, bro.
From what I saw, they
It's not
only
good.
mad. They just mad at Ryan Garcia cheating and
But when
people
you got
trying
an
to
example,
dismiss the
see, the problem
Oscarine
is,
and all of
bro,
that.
the problem is, and I got somebody behind you, but the problem is, dog, when you got examples like Deontay Wilder and you got examples like Miguel Cotto to lay the groundwork and shit, bro, what Devin did is gonna always be unacceptable in the sport of boxing, bro. And it sucks, but I don't get in here to lie to y'all, bro. In the sport of boxing, what Ryan did, what Canelo did, what Oscar Valdez did, what Conor Benn did, and the
Bro,
list goes on
Deontay
and
Wilder
on.
ain't getting no justice, bro.
That shit is
What
frowned upon.
justice Deontay Wilder got, bro?
That shit is frowned. Hold on, bro. That shit is frowned upon way less than what Devin Haney did. That's just the nature of boxing. And if you don't like it, stop being a fan of the sport. Or if you don't like it, stop being a fighter.
No, I don't see it that way, bro. I see like Devin don't need to be worrying about what
You ain't
these
gotta see it
haters
that way.
think, bro.
Devin Haney
Haters is
got
going to hate
criticized
about.
way more.
Haters
You
going to
don't have
tell him
to see
that
it
he
that
don't
way.
need to
The
sue and
facts
all of
aren't.
that,
You don't
and
have
it's
to see it
soft
that
to
way, bro.
sue.
The truth is
Meanwhile,
the
those
truth,
the
bro.
same dudes who say
The truth
Ostarine
is
don't do nothing. Oh, Ostarine
you
don't
don't have
mean
to
nothing.
see it that
So
way,
what? He
man.
was on Ostarine, and they made Devin the villain of the whole situation. You know what I'm saying?
Frequent, bro. I hear you. But the facts are the facts, bro. And at the end of the day, dog, I hear what you're saying. But the fact of the matter is, Canelo Alvarez is a drug cheat. He got criticized way less than what Devin Haney got criticized for suing. Oscar Valdez is a drug cheat. He got criticized way less than what Devin Haney got criticized for suing.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking. You making my point, bro.
And the list goes on and on, bro. So
why should he worry about what the fans think that's hating on him now?
Dog. Let me finish what I'm saying, dog. Knowing that, Devin and his team and his daddy should know, bro. Suing is it's gonna be frowned upon. Niggas ain't gonna be fucking with it. Fighters ain't gonna be fucking with it. Boxing fans ain't gonna be fucking with it. Because the way that boxing is, this is a sport you can die. This is a sport where you're supposed to be a warrior. You're supposed to be tough. And suing is always gonna be looked upon as being weak, unless you suing to fight a motherfucker. Unless you suing to make a motherfucker uphold their contract and get in the ring with you. But when you suing for money, bro, when you suing to try to get your market value back, bro, niggas not gonna fuck with it. He already took the hit the first time. Why would you put yourself in position to take the hit again?
Because KO, when you look at what Ryan did, bro, he tried to kill Devin Haney, bro. Look what he did. He came in 3 pounds overweight. You know what I'm saying? Didn't drain himself to make the weight. Then on top of that, he was cheating with Ostarine. He had Nandrolone in this system, bro. Nandrolone. And he flushed his system with we saw him on video with the IVs, but y'all want to unsee that. But you know what I'm saying? But y'all can't unsee Ryan winning the fight after all of these things he did, bro. He had all these advantages, bro. It was not an advantage. It was not a fair fight, bro. It wasn't a level playing field, bro. He had like 30 advantages, bro.
And Ryan had to sit out a year. Devin got the loss off his record.
Well, we know about they both were suspended, so that ain't do nothing, bro. They both were suspended. You forgot about that part. Devin was suspended too. He got the same thing Ryan got.
Suspended for cheating. Devin was on some other shit because he had to get back right.
He got suspended for getting cheated on, bro. It's crazy. Devin got made the villain. They did him dirty in every way you could think, bro. He need to sue that man. That's the only way to get it back at this point. The man won't fight him, bro.
Listening to niggas like you is why that nigga ended up on the nigga.
The man won't fight him, KO. He won't fight him, bro. We should be on here cooking Ryan Garcia. Everybody should be cooking Ryan Garcia, bro, for not wanting to fight him, bro. Oscar De La Hoya too, bro.
Stop crashing out and listen to me, bro. Listening to niggas like you is what got him on the undercard of the nigga that cheated him, bro.
Bro, it wasn't no undercard, bro. It was a three-way co.
What was it? A double main event?
It was a three-way co-main event, bro.
Listen, dog. I'm gonna give him the realest advice ever. If you want to get your market value up, if you want people to view you with respect, let the lawsuit shit go. Let your fans clown Ryan Garcia for ducking your ass.
Bro,
and
we
call him
gonna be
all
doing it
kinds
by
of names,
ourselves, bro,
and
because
then just
everybody's
move
still
on
gonna
with
be
your
hating on
career,
Devin
bro.
Haney the
Like,
same old way, bro.
you gotta listen to
They
this
gonna
nigga.
still hate on
You
Devin
gonna have
Haney,
this
whether
nigga.
he sue
You
him or
gonna have
not.
this
So
nigga
sue
Devin.
him, bro.
Hold on, frequent. You're gonna have this nigga Devin fighting on the YouTube channel.
Bro, they already hating on him, bro. So why not sue him?
My God, bro.
He ain't gaining no fans
All right,
by
dog.
not suing them, bro.
I got somebody.
So sue him, and you gonna have the same fans that you already got, bro.
I don't know how many times I got to tell you. I'm gonna say it one more time, bro. The reason that you don't sue because you are on the build up right now. You took the hit for suing already. You're starting to put the Ryan shit behind you a little bit. You got your W against Ramirez. Ryan took a L. Ryan team look like they publicly ducking you and shit. Your dad is back out here popping shit. Your fans finally beating their chest for a little bit. They've been quiet for a whole year. You're trying to get on the come up. You're trying to get back to main eventing motherfuckers. Eventually, you're probably trying to get back to fighting on pay-per-view. You're trying to get
Sue him
back
and
to
don't
being,
make
hold
it
on, bro,
public
let
then,
me
bro.
finish, dog. Stop cutting me off. You're trying to get back to being a world champion. The last thing you need to do is anything that is going to make your market value take a hit. Yet again, remember, Turkey got the fight for Devin and Ryan, but part of that was Devin having to agree to drop the lawsuit if they agreed to fight. So the world of boxing has spoken, my nigga. Niggas ain't fucking with the lawsuit shit. You just keep pushing. You keep tracking forward. Your fans is going to treat it like you beat Ryan anyway. That's what y'all are doing with Rolly. They going to act like you won anyway. So let your fans keep running out this bitch acting like you won. Let all the YouTube channels that you pay they monthly stipends and shit and take
Bro,
to
I
dinner
don't
and shit.
think Devin
Let
Haney should be
let me finish
concerned
talking,
with
bro.
other fans
Please
that
stop
ain't
cutting me
fans
off.
of him, bro. I
Frequent, you
think
know
he
I
should
got
only
love
be
for you,
concerned
dog.
with the fans
Cut
that's
me
his
off in
fans,
the middle
bro.
of my cook, bro. Stop, frequent. Stop cutting me off in the middle of what I'm saying. Let them keep talking they shit. The YouTube channels that's fucking with Bill that he paying and taking to dinner and flying out and shit. Let them keep
Bro, Bill
championing
ain't
shit.
paying
Let
nobody, bro. Y'all
me
need to stop
fucking
that
finish,
narrative,
bro.
bro.
Let me fucking finish, dog. Now you're frustrating me, bro. Let them keep doing their thing. Cause they gonna talk your shit, they gonna push the message, and you just keep moving on. Because if you sue, it's gonna hurt your value even more, bro. You gonna eat all the steps forward that he was able to take so far. It's gonna be a huge step backwards, bro. He needs to just move the fuck on, bro. If Ryan don't want to fight him and he duck him, then let the nigga duck him and we gonna cook his ass for ducking. Devin Haney
So
fans
let's
gonna
start.
cook his
We
ass
already
for
know
ducking.
he cooking it. We already know he
You know
ducking
what I
it. So
mean?
why we ain't cooking him?
No, he deserved to be cooked. That's some bullshit. Like y'all got, but what I'm telling you is, bro,
The
that could
title
be
of your
bullshit.
next
Hold on,
video should be about
dog,
Ryan
dog,
Garcia, bro.
dog. What I'm telling you is, what Devin should do. The good advice to let the lawsuit shit go. Talk about the nigga for ducking him. Let your daddy and your fans do their job and move on with your career. That hurts Ryan. You are hurting yourself if you sue. Number one, because you can't even win the shit. It's a frivolous lawsuit that he can't win. Number two, it's going to be all bad for you when it comes to fight fans. You're only gonna hurt yourself, bro. That's the good advice. That's the
You,
advice, bro.
you about to open up the panel next, KO?
Nah, I got somebody behind you.
All
I
right,
got
let me
somebody
hop
behind
off and let them
you.
jump on in.
All right, bro. Shout out to Isaiah with the 2-piece in the super chat. Wilder sued to fight. Devin sued because he was battered. See, you don't see this shit right here. You don't want to let niggas start this shit back up, bro. Y'all can act like it don't matter. Every nigga ain't gonna have Devin fighting in the middle of the street. Eventually, the nigga's gonna run into a promoter that wants to put him in a place where they sell tickets. They're gonna want to put him in a place where people have to show up and buy tickets and go to an event, not in the middle of a fucking street. So if you want to get back to that, then fans fucking matter, bro. And you can't have fight fans saying shit like this again. See, you want what Isaiah said. He said Wilder sued to fight Devin. Or sued to fight. Devin sued because he was battered. This proves my point. You see how what Isaiah said is in the past tense? Devin sued, past tense. You don't want niggas to get back to talking about Devin is suing, present tense. You want to keep that shit behind you, bro. You don't want to drum up them same conversations, bro. You don't want to do it. You want to leave it in the past tense. Devin sued. You don't want to bring back Devin is suing because niggas is going to cook you. And if you want fans, then bro, you gotta just let the shit go. Niggas ain't fucking with it. The fighters have spoken. The promoters have spoken. The business of boxing has spoken. People not fucking with it. It is what it is. Shout out to Easy Number One with the 10 piece in the super chat. He say they some victims. See? Shout out to Easy Number One back in the super chat again with the 2 piece in the super chat. Devin Haney, the face of Tubi. See what you niggas did? All you did was bring up the conversation about suing, and look what niggas is doing in the super chat right now. Cooking his ass. Y'all gotta let that conversation die, man. Let that shit go. What's up, Joseph?
What's up, man? We ain't had one of these in a minute, but
One of
I
these
wanted
what?
to say about the Teal fight. Like, you
go
don't
ahead.
know what style Devin gonna bring out in that Teal fight. So you don't know how the fight will look. Like, I don't think it'll be no dead spots in it. I think it'd probably be similar to the Loma and Dev fight. This Dev beat him out a little bit more than he did Loma. And with the suing shit, like, he did not sue for battery. He sued
Yes,
for
he
breach
did.
of contract. That was the header of the sue. The battery and all that, that was just the bullet points of listing. What are you suing and all this and that.
What are you
But
suing
he was
for?
suing for breach of
No.
contract.
No. What are you suing for?
Breach of
Those
contract.
bullet points that you're talking about, we're suing for unjust enrichment. We're suing for battery, unwanted touching. Those are things that they were
But
trying to.
but
Those
but
are
what
things
was
they
the
were
main
suing
suit
for, bro.
about though? Breach of contract. When you test positive for PEDs, that's a breach of contract.
Dog, you're suing breach of contract, and then everything under there is you trying to prove why he breached his contract. But they suing for multiple things at once. You're suing for breach of contract, but you're also suing for unjust enrichment and fucking up your market because of what it did to your market. You're also suing for battery because of unwanted touching or whatever the fuck they put in there, bro. They sued for multiple things, Joseph. Multiple. They didn't just sue for one thing.
Oh, I
They
I
sued for
never
multiple
said that. I said the main thing was breach of
There
contract.
was no
You
main
wouldn't have
thing.
no suit
There
without
was
breach
no
of
main
contract.
thing. They sued for all of them equally, bro. They didn't say, yo, this is the main thing. They sued for all of them. They listed what they were suing for, and they gave reasons trying to make their case for each one. They sued for breach of contract. Here's why we think it's breach of contract. They sued for unjust enrichment. Here's why we think it's unjust enrichment. They sued for battery. Here's why we think it's battery. So they tried to make their case equally for all of them, bro. They didn't pick one over the other. They didn't say, judge, but this one is the most important one. No, they sued for all of them, bro. What are you talking about, fam?
All right. And with the you talking
No,
about
don't just say all right. What are you
nah,
talking about, bro?
cause I still don't believe what you talking about. It's all right. But what I
All right,
read,
I'll pull it up. You keep talking, bro.
all right, with the you talking about Dev don't want to fight. You Dev fans don't want nobody to fight him, like the top fighters at 147. Where are you hearing that from at? Where are you getting that from? That we don't want to see him fight the top fighters at 147.
Yeah, guys like Jerron Boutennis and Brian Norton. My shit tripped out for a second. Hold up. All right, my shit tripped out. Am I back?
Yeah,
Hello.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, my bad. I'm getting that from the fact that the energy toward Jerron Boots Ennis and Brian Norman Jr. is not nearly what it is towards Teofimo Lopez. Most Devin Haney fans that I encounter, they don't bring up Boots until somebody brings them up first. And I can tell that it's a fake, like, oh yeah, I want the Boots fight. Like, yeah, Devin versus Boots, yeah, I want that fight. Nigga, it's fake. I've been encountering y'all enough to know that shit fake, bro. But go ahead.
I'm not understanding how it's fake. But even if he fight Teal want to move up to 147 anyway. So like, what's the problem? I don't see the problem in that. And with Brian Norman, I want him to get the Brian Norman fight first, and then unify with Jerron Ennis instead of just going at Jerron out the gate. Like he can go at Brian Norman right now. I wouldn't be tripping. But like he should get his feet wet first with Brian Norman Jr. Like I feel like he could beat him 9-3. Easy. But Boots, that's a little hassle. So you gotta get tuned up at 147 a little bit before you just go right out the gate at him. Like I always said Boots a monster. But we gonna see if that nigga feet work in that fight.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you rather him get a tune up?
I said Brian Norman.
Okay. But you want the Tio fight more?
I wouldn't mind it. But if he going after the belts right now, go after Brian Norman. Right, that's crazy. Because you got to get settled to the weight. Like that wouldn't be smart. But when he beat Brian Norman, he can go after Boots. I wouldn't be tripping.
Mm-hmm.
He just got to get settled to the weight, and I feel like he can get settled to the weight with Brian Norman. Like Brian Norman, he cool, but like he can't beat Devin. It's just off the footwork and the angles that he gonna catch him at. He not fast enough. He a step slower. That's what I see.
All right. Here you go, bro.
But you gonna show me that lawsuit though?
Yeah, I got it right here. I got it right here. Don't worry. I got it right here. That's what I was looking for. That's why I got quiet. Hold on.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for it.
Let's go right here. All right. Present. Share. All right. Devin Haney sues Ryan Garcia for battery, fraud, and more. Okay. Devin Haney on Friday filed, and this is by Lance Pugmire, one of the most reputable writers in boxing. Devin Haney on Friday filed a lawsuit against Ryan Garcia alleging battery, fraud, and unjust enrichment, while also naming Garcia's promoter Golden Boy Promotions in the lawsuit, demanding a full review and adjustment of accounting for their controversial bout that now stands as a no contest. So he sued him
I thought
for
you was gonna
battery,
pull up the stuff that BF had, the
fraud,
actual paperwork.
and unjust enrichment. He sued them all at once for multiple things. Haney attorney Pat English wrote in the 16-page filing that Haney is seeking punitive damages for the transgressions committed by Garcia. So he is seeking money. He was suing for money. I want you to understand why niggas was cooking him, bro. I can't believe I got to go over this shit again. He was getting cooked because he was suing for money. The only fighter in history to sue another fighter for money for cheating them. Money, bro.
He not the only one to sue for money though. Like there's plenty of other ones that sue for
What
money.
fighter sued another fighter for money? Please
Floyd
don't give me an
Mayweather.
example of a promoter
Floyd
being sued
Mayweather.
for money. Who did Floyd Mayweather sue for money?
The nigga who headbutted him. I forgot his name. What's his name? Diaz or some shit.
Who?
Whatever his name is.
Oh, bro.
Huh?
Who did he sue for money, bro?
Victor Ortiz. No, that's not his name. Vicious Victor. I don't know his last name though. He was a Mexican.
Okay.
The nigga who headbutted him. He sued him. That's a fact.
Give me a second. There's no paperwork. Victor Ortiz said that Floyd Mayweather sued him in 2024. I don't believe him because why did it just now come out in 2024 when they fought in like 2012 or some shit? And he's the only one to say it. We don't have any paperwork to prove what he's saying. Try again. Now, as I continue, Devin is, and so then you got all the stuff right here that was said. I'm not going to read all this shit again. But the main thing to note is he did not sue. Matter of fact, breach of contract. Breach of contract was not what he sued for.
That's why I said I thought you was gonna have the paperwork BF had, because you know he got
battery
the actual
fraud and
paperwork
much
from
more.
Bill Haney. So I thought you was gonna pull up that.
Yeah, the paperwork that
But
my
you
brother
ain't pull
BF
up that,
had,
though.
the paperwork that he has, which I have too. I can't find it in my email right now. Is gonna have the actual court documents, and it's just gonna have everything written out. But in those court
That's what I'm
documents,
saying.
yeah, but he's still suing for multiple things, Joseph.
That's what I'm saying. Breach
He's
of
still
contract
suing
was
for
in
multiple
there.
things.
Like, that's an article, you know.
No, but you said that's all he sued for.
No,
Or
I
that was the
didn't.
main thing. That's not the main thing, bro. He sued for everything equally. He made
He
his
wouldn't
case for
have no
breach of
suit,
contract.
but he wouldn't
What?
have no grounds to sue without the breach of contract. Like, the breach of contract was him testing positive. He wouldn't have no grounds to sue at all.
But if he had ground, bro, what I'm telling you is whether you think he had grounds to sue at all is up for interpretation. We will never know because that probably won't go to court and then be decided. But if it does, that's when we'll know whether or not he'll have grounds. Because if he had grounds, he'll win the fucking suit. If he didn't have grounds, they'll throw the shit out. That's the conversation. That's a whole different conversation. We can have our opinion on whether or not he has grounds to sue, but that's something that they would have to decide if the lawsuit goes all the way through and they work it out or whatever. What I'm talking to you about is what you first said, sir, was he only sued for breach of contract. A breach of
No, I
contract
said that was the main thing he sued
was
for.
the
I
main
said the
thing
other
that he
stuff
sued
was in
for.
the.
That's not true. That's not true. That's something that the Haneys are trying to put out there because they know how weak the shit look. So no, the main thing in breach of contract, we don't really care about battery because they know the battery shit look weak. We don't really care about unjust enrichment because the unjust enrichment shit look weak. We don't really care about punitive damages and getting money off of them because trying to get money off of a nigga for a fight looks weak. So
That's why
they're
you sue,
trying
though.
to
You sue for
push the
money.
narrative of this is
That's
what
why
we
you
really
sue.
cared about. Nah, nigga, you cared about everything. You're just trying to make it look like you didn't because you know how weak the other shit look. So they took the shit that looks the strongest of all the weak shit and tried to act like that was the main thing that they were suing for. When in reality, they sued for everything equally. They paperwork don't say, look, judge, we suing for breach of contract, we suing for unjust enrichment, we suing for battery, but the shit we really care about the most is the breach of contract. We don't really care about everything else. That's not what the paperwork say, bro. That's not what the paperwork say. That's all I'm telling you, dog. That's cap, my nigga. They did not have one over the other. They wanted all that shit equally, bro.
I never
Do you
said
got
one was
anything
over
else?
the other. I'm saying the grounds to sue was the breach of contract, and everything else fall in place. But how you start the suit off, you gotta have grounds to sue. So the grounds to sue was him breaching it.
No,
Everything
a
else comes
lawyer
after
like
that.
Pat English, you don't have to see y'all. I hate talking to y'all about because you don't really have to have grounds to sue in order to try to sue. All you got to do is be convinced by a lawyer that you have grounds to sue. You won't know whether or not you had grounds to sue unless you win or lose that court case. Like, bro, you're arguing something that doesn't make any sense. You don't know whether or not they had grounds to sue because they didn't go through with the lawsuit. We won't know until the suit is either thrown out or he wins the lawsuit. But if they don't go through,
So
you'll never
is
know
it
if
not in
they had grounds in
everybody
the first place.
contract? So is it not in everybody contract who box that they sign off that they won't take PEDs? That's in the contract. And when you break anything in the contract,
That's not in everybody's contract. Some of them don't get drug testing at all. What are you
I'm talking
talking
about for
about,
the
bro?
high level. I'm not talking about
some
For
high
anything we
level
don't do
fighters
drug
don't have
testing.
drug testing at all, bro. Give me a second. All right, my bad. I'm back, bro. Go ahead.
All right, we can move on from that because we ain't gonna
What else
never
you got then,
repeat that.
Joseph? Yeah, what else you got, bro? Go ahead.
All right. With the Teofimo Lopez stuff, we never touched on this.
Oh, hold up,
Why do
bro.
you
Shout out
think?
to hold on, dog. Damn, I can't believe I missed this. Shout out to my dog, Yall Israel, bro. 40 piece in the cash app. I appreciate you, big dog. You say #1 boxing content on YouTube for real. I appreciate that, dog. Thank you so much for showing love, man. All right, go ahead, bro.
Why do you think it'll be dead spots in the fight? Like we don't even know what style Devin gonna pick because he got many styles. He might walk you down. He might fight you how you fought Regis. He might use lateral movement a lot. So like we don't know what he gonna do. So why do
Because
you
of
think it'll
how
be
he
dead spots?
fought Jose Ramirez, Joseph, I don't trust that he still got that Regis shit in him. I don't trust that he got that Loma shit in him. He has to show me. Because he had a dead body in front of him when he was doing that shit. Like, people talk about the lateral movement against Jose Ramirez. Yeah, that's a red flag. The biggest red flag is who it was against. It was against a washed up fighter who was a shell of himself. That
But
when he
I didn't
finally
hear
got in
that.
position, he couldn't even let his hands go, bro. He is washed up. So
But nobody was saying
I
that
think
before the
something
fight
missing, bro.
though.
What you mean? Who was? Yes, everybody was. What are you
Nobody was
talking about?
saying that. Yeah, it's plenty of videos that you got on your channel talking about Devin Haney got the hardest fight on the card.
No, I
I didn't
didn't. I
heard you
said
say that.
Teofimo Lopez did. I said Devin Haney got the hardest fight out of him and Ryan, bro. Don't put words in my mouth, dog. Because I thought Rolly is way more trash than Jose Ramirez. Don't put words in my mouth, bro. Don't make shit up, dog.
Yeah, that's what you said. You said he
Yeah,
had a
that's
harder
what I
fight
said.
than
Yeah,
Ryan.
don't put words in my mouth, bro. On the bar. Why would I say that Devin have the hardest fight when Tio was fighting a dude that beat Jose Ramirez, bro?
All right,
Come on, dog.
my bad.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
said what you said. You said he had a harder fight than Ryan, but nobody
Yes,
was saying that he was washed up. Nobody was saying that he
yes.
was
Who?
old. Y'all was saying, "Oh,
What
we
do
got
you
to see how
mean?
Devin look. Let's see if he
It
win." I didn't
first
hear
of all,
nobody
Joseph,
talking about
it
his
don't
age
take much.
until
It don't
after the
take
fight.
much going into that fight. Now, Rolly did what he did, but going into that fight, it don't take much to think that Jose Ramirez was a tougher fight than fucking Rolly. Just look at what they both done and look at how they look. But when you look at Jose Ramirez, this is a dude in his mid-30s coming off of a loss to a guy that fights very similarly to Devin Haney, who looked like shit against motherfucking Pedraza, who looked like
That's what
shit
I'm
against
saying. Y'all didn't say none of
47-year-old
that
Ransom
before the
Bartholomew.
fight.
What are you talking about, bro?
Y'all didn't say none of that before the fight. Nobody said none of that. Y'all talking about we got to see if Devin Haney's still
Are
here.
you really gonna
Is
sit
he
here and
gonna
say
be
I didn't say that,
focused?
bro?
Y'all didn't say none of
Are
that.
you really gonna say I didn't say that?
Y'all didn't. Nobody said that. Nobody said
Chat,
that. But when Dev 12-0,
chat.
Ramirez is the dead body. Nobody said he was a dead body. Nobody. I'm not hearing none of that until after the fight. It's always like that.
Go ahead, keep talking, bro. Keep talking.
What you gonna pull up? I'm waiting for what you gonna pull up.
Just keep going. No, keep going. No, please, no. Talk about how. No,
I said what I
just
had
keep
to say.
talking. Go ahead.
I said what I had to say. Nobody was saying that. I already said what I had to say. So we can wait for whatever you gonna pull up. But I know you ain't say it.
Okay,
What you pulling up?
just give me a second. Give me 1 second. Go to my videos. Videos. And let's go to members only. Yup. Let's go there now. There we go. All right. When was that fight? About 3 weeks ago. Let's scroll down. Knockout is just making shit up. Yup. He
See,
didn't
not
say that
everybody on your
shit.
members only. I watch all your regular videos. Not everybody on your members only. So how we gonna see you saying that?
Mhm. All right, then you shouldn't be so sure and say that I didn't. That's your fault, sir. Your fault. That's your bad. You cooked yourself. I didn't make you cook yourself. You cooked your own self. That was
How I
you.
cook myself when you know I watch all your videos? How I cook myself? So I'm
Yeah,
waiting for somebody
you
to
did
say
it.
that he watched. You didn't say he was watching none of them
You
videos.
did. Yeah, that's okay. Let's go. Devin the Dream Haney, 4-pound catch weight between him and Jose Ramirez. Devin 25. How old is Devin Haney? I had that shit written down. Is he 25, bro? Is Devin Haney 25? Bro? Let's take a look. Devin. Years old. Cali Orthodox fighter. 31 wins, no losses, 15 wins, 1 win knockout. Orthodox fighter, 5'10", 70 win knockout. 18 wins, 1 win knockout. A lot of storylines in this. Number one, on the Jose Ramirez side, washed. Is he washed? He ain't looked the same since Josh Taylor a few years ago. I mean, from the underwhelming performance against Comey, the underwhelming performance against Pedraza, losing to Barbo's recent fight, the underwhelming performance against Rancis Bartholomew. Jose Ramirez does not look anywhere near the Jose Ramirez that was fighting Maurice Hooker. The one that came out going at Josh Taylor. Like he ain't looked like that since. You know what I mean? So that's his storyline. Is he washed at 32 years old? Even though he should still be in this pressure on people, not having a whole lot of head. Garcia, he's gonna keep coming. He's not gonna stop. Couple that with the fact that I don't think Devin is gonna want to take any risk in the fight. I think he's gonna be very risk averse. If he sees a way to just outpoint Jose Ramirez, that with the business factors behind the fight, I don't think Jose Ramirez is going to be good enough to get the job done. I have Devin Haney beating Jose Ramirez by a clear, unanimous decision. And let me say this, bro. This is not hate or shade. There's nothing that Devin can do to make me feel like, oh, he's back. Oh, he's who his fans said he is. The only thing he can do to get back to any close to what he has is if that Ryan Garcia rematch happened and he go out there and he beat Ryan Garcia. This shit is a tune-up. This shit is gonna be treated like a tune-up. It's gonna be treated like a tune-up. Now, so I'm about to get ready to go, but you can clearly see that I was calling Jose Ramirez washed in a fucking tune-up before they ever fought, bro. So nice try. Appreciate you coming up, young man. Salute to you. But I gotta run because me and the wifey gotta go to Costco. Salute to my young dog Joseph. Salute to everybody that pulled up on us today for this Friday live stream. I appreciate y'all. Everybody have a great weekend. Channel members, I got the Angelo Leo prediction I got the Angelo Leo prediction uploading before 2 a.m. because that's when the fight is. And then we got the Josh Taylor prediction that'll be dropping for y'all tomorrow morning. Everybody have a great weekend. Have a great evening. I'll catch y'all next time. Appreciate everybody that pulled up on us. And we'll catch y'all next time. But yeah, bro, you come for the king, you best not miss, man. See y'all soon, dog. We out of here.